Hi. You serenaded me. Can you hear me, Hidden? You serenaded me. Thank you. Hey, little mama. How is everybody? Oh, good. Can you hear me well? Hey, Hannah. I hope you're feeling better, love. Hey, Laura May. Can you guys tell me if this sound quality is good? Because I just want to make sure because it's been a little weird lately. I'm not sure why. Hidden. Thank you for being here. Big Mama. Who, Big Mama? Girl, what a day. Hannah, did you see the picture of my new baby? Did everybody see the picture of my new baby? I did post it. We decided to call him Remy. Hey, Cece. Hey, Loonstar. I'm so glad you guys are here. I'm so glad everybody wants to just chill out and do something that doesn't involve fucking people yelling at each other. You have a Remy? Is it one of your dogs, Cece? Haven't been on TikTok, so you didn't see my new baby. Oh, little mama. Bounce out and go look at, I think it's on my story. Hurry up, go look and then come back. Oh, it's one of your doggies. Yeah, girl, because I was around this place earlier and it was messy, child. Messy, messy, messy. I'm gonna bring my girl CC up. I hope you guys are interested in this book. This will be so nice.
Hey, girl.
Hey. Oh, shit. I don't think I'm connected. Oh, no. All right, hold on. I need to fix this. I need to. I didn't realize I wasn't connected, Cece, until you spoke, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm not even connected.
Oh, it's okay.
Am
I'm
I
still
feeling
trying to
better?
get my voice back again as much as I can.
Well, you sound good. The other day when I heard you talking, you sounded great. How do you feel?
I'm feeling a lot better than I did. I've still got some pain under one of my shoulders, but when I first came home, I I swore it down they must have done compressions on me because my chest and my back hurt so bad.
Oh, that's probably from them like pulling you around on the table and like transferring you from one table to another,
That
like
was a
from your
first.
gurney to the operating table or
That
and
was
back.
that was a first for me.
Greg, yes.
Ooh. I
Now
said,
I
what
can
is going
serenade
on
you.
to me? But
Hey,
Cakes.
hidden.
but they did
Cupcakes,
go
cupcakes,
one.
cupcakes.
They went one level lower than what they initially were going to do, so that may have had something to do with it too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they ended up going into the thoracic spine.
Oh my goodness.
And how are you
So
feeling? Like how are you?
I feel okay. I tire real easy, but I'm just a
s-
week out. So,
You
but my
sounded
state,
so good even right after. I was just so impressed with how good you sounded. I hope you're okay.
I'm getting there. I've got a nice little cut on the neck, and looks like I've got a bunch of stitches in there for when I change my bandage.
What
But
happened?
they said not to take that antibiotic gauze off yet. Let it fall off when I change my bandage, and
Mm-hmm.
I can see the outline again, and back to what I
Finally,
was.
some relief.
Hmm.
Right. Exactly. It's gonna be slow and steady.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
be about 6 weeks. My daughter asked me today. She said, "How long do you got to wear the neck brace, Mom?" I said, "6 weeks." She said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah."
Do they got you wearing it around the clock or just like
Just
only?
when I'm up and about, I won't put it on just to go to the bathroom. But if I'm going to be up for an extended amount of time, I'll put it on.
Yeah, I still have
But
pain in my neck to this day, so I know the feeling.
All right. I would like to read to. Did Little Mama come back yet? There's probably not going to be a lot of people in the live tonight, and that's okay. You know, we are. Hey, Swirly. How you doing, love? Girl, you still got that boot on? Doing okay? Hey, Daffy. I need to look at this list. Daffy, I ain't seen you in a bit. I'm gonna read Laura May. Everybody who came in and passed through, thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Hidden and Cece, for being on panel. Thank you for supporting the live.
I
I'm
probably fall
going.
asleep though.
What's that, love?
I'm here while I'm here. I probably fall asleep. I got food coma.
That's okay, honey. Oh, I'm glad you got it off this week, Sorely. How's it feeling? Is it feeling okay? Girl, don't fuck it up again. So listen, last night, I just want you all to know that I went live last night for like an hour. I was walking my daughter's dog, and I was really upset because I saw that Mimi, something had been said about her regarding her previous domestic violence abuse that she suffered from. And due to that, my girl was in tears and was putting up the pictures of herself. And it really, really, it did something to me, you guys. Like it really, okay, Hidden. It really did something. It upset me like to my core. And I
it,
was frustrated and I was mad and I was upset. And so um I just when I was walking the dog, I just went live and I just went on a rant for like 55 minutes, right?
I don't blame you. I tried to get on a panel and rant about it myself. You know, I've been through DV twice in
Mhm.
two marriages, and my first husband made comments similar to what he did, and I was living a state away from him, and he turned those
Mhm.
actions and those words into actions, and he crossed state lines, and he come and done what he said he was going to do. So they do not need to just give him a pass on that, because
Mm-mm.
words can become actions.
Yes, ma'am.
But they were all screaming over each other, and I knew my voice couldn't get no louder, and so I was like, I'm just gonna drop. But that just wasn't right. And Mimi showing her pictures triggered me, and I was like, I've got my X-ray reports from my jaw. I mean, my
Mhm.
X-ray films, and I've got pictures. The PD department has pictures. They've got a file. And my number's still listed as a DV number. And anytime it accidentally gets called, they're here in seconds.
Mhm. So, anybody who would be interested in hearing me rant for 55 minutes, I posted part 1 and 2 before I came live. I also put not for YT and not for publication on it, so hopefully it doesn't make its way to YT. Um, I'd like to have a disclaimer before I go forward regarding this book. This book I chose to read. Now I know y'all just heard that my cat's fighting, right? You just heard, what are you two doing? Come here, babies. You all better cool it. Who's growling? You ain't gonna do shit. Come here. Bentley, come now. Come here. I'm calling him like a dog is a fucking cat. Come here. You may move on. I'll catch you in my next live. You're
And
entitled to your opinion. I don't want to have anybody in my comments talking ish about this.
also, he
Um,
reached out to me and emailed Pam, and he
yeah,
thanked me for standing up for him and you too.
yeah, he's so lovely. Isn't he lovely? He's such a lovely young man. He
He's
really
such
is.
a young
I
man.
hate to sound like an old lady by calling him a lovely old man, young man, but
He, he said he's taking a break for a little while because people are coming at him in his DMs and stuff about it.
oh, see, I didn't know
Um,
that. I don't like that.
yeah, and one of the people trying to talk to him and was I'm taking it as kind of hateful. It's into the weeds.
Are you serious?
Yes, I told him just.
Thanks for letting me know that, and we'll talk more about that
I
behind the
said,
scenes.
I said, just ignore it. I said, if you have any questions about anybody messaging you, sending you
Mhm.
friend requests, reach out to me or Pam. We can tell you.
Yeah. There's a comment. I listened to Billy Knox's entire series, and it's a no on any accusations on this sweet man. Amen, Lone Star. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate you. I don't know who she is. I'm not familiar with anything that she does. Um, this book title is called Kind of Fair. I did post it earlier. I posted the book cover earlier. I love the cover. It's beautiful. Um, and the caption at the top of the cover says, "Some neighborhoods keep deadly secrets." Oh, thank you, Lone Star. I'd like to check her out. I'd like to hear if she thinks that this young man did anything with her work. Does anybody know anything about that
I
without me going down a whole damn rabbit hole?
haven't heard any statements from her, seen any statements from her about it. So I think that was just them on their own little tangent trying to take away from him. That's my personal opinion.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything. But on another note, I
Yes,
did
ma'am.
get I did get my book today. I will find you. You know that little series that's out
Yeah,
on Netflix.
yes, I've
Oh, yes.
been meaning
That's
Yeah,
to
what it's called. I need to go
I
write that down.
I, I put a picture of it in the group chat so you can see it.
Oh,
But I
good,
did
good,
get
good.
I got the book today. It wasn't supposed to be here till Wednesday, and I was like, oh shit. So
Good, good. Will you let me know how it is?
well, you know, the book's always better than the movies. So I
Oh,
was like,
girl, it always is.
let me get the book
Mhm.
first, and then I'll watch the little series things.
Oh,
But
good. So I would like to hold on. Phoebe came home for her sister's wedding. Unfortunately, so did the truth. Now, on the paperback version, it has a very beautiful cover. It really does. The book is about Brooke and Bitter. Phoebe Hartley returns to Conifair for her sister's wedding, where buried family secrets and strange neighbors unravel the town's perfect facade. This book is 285 pages, and Phoebe Hartley did not come home to make peace. She came for her sister's wedding, a free glass of champagne, and one last chance to prove she could survive Jen's perfect life. Then a stranger turns up claiming to be family. Jen wants him gone. Their mother refuses to explain, and Phoebe starts to realize Conifair is built on more than just polished kitchens, pretty gardens, and carefully kept lies. Someone knows what happened. Someone wants it buried. And Phoebe has never been good at leaving things alone. She came home for a wedding. She might stay for revenge. Ooh, spooky. Okay. Now, a little about Liam is on the back of this book as well. It says Liam Bossonnet has a vivid imagination and enjoys writing domestic thrillers. Drawn to family tension, dark humor, and the secrets hidden inside ordinary places, he loves creating stories where polished lives crack under pressure. Conifair blends wedding chaos, sisterly resentment, and suburban unease into a twisty, character-driven thriller. How does that sound? I'm down.
It sounds
Down?
Yeah, sounds like it might be good.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. So here's another quip about the book. I'll read. A quiet wedding, bleh, a quiet wedding, a fractured family, a town that hides more than it shows. Phoebe Hartley never expected to return to Conifair, the manicured, new build town that once swallowed everything she had. But when her sister Jen's wedding invitation arrives, one impulsive decision drags her back into a world of buried resentments, old wounds, and uneasy smiles. Broke, bitter, and armed with nothing but a hip flask and a sharp tongue, Phoebe tries to survive a weekend surrounded by people who would rather forget she exists. But Conifair is not the picture-perfect place it pretends to be. Strange neighbors, whispered secrets, a family history that won't stay dead, and a mysterious uncle who shows up at the worst possible moment. Uncle is in quotation marks. When the wedding descends into chaos, the truth about Conifair and the Hartley family begins to crack open. What rises from the ruins changes everything. Darkly funny, unsettling, and deeply character-driven, Conifair is a family drama tangled with mystery, a story about survival, secrets, and the dangerous things people do to feel wanted. This is a great book for fans of messy characters, slow burn tension, and modern domestic thrillers. It sounds like fucking TikTok. And again, our wonderful author is Liam Bossonnet. Laura May with the surprise face. You good, child? You good? Everybody doing okay? Daffy, I'm happy to see you here. Hi, Rebecca Rose.
I'm good.
Yeah, I was just
Okay.
thinking it sounds like the drama we got going on over here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I
Hell,
wish we could
he ought to be hiding in the woodwork and make a book out of all these damn stories going on here.
Wouldn't that be good? Oh, that would be such a good book. To like somebody who's not in the thick of the everyday of it, giving their perspective of what they see it as, you know what I mean? That would be so good. Okay, it starts off with, and it literally says, right, Lone Star, who says he isn't? A gentle note. This story includes moments of emotional manipulation, family conflict, grief, alcohol dependency, and some scenes of threat, injury, and violence. These elements are handled within the context of a dark, dramatic family thriller, but readers who may find these themes difficult are warmly encouraged to take care of themselves while reading. Please read at your own pace, pause whenever you need to, and look after yourself first. Oh, he's just a good human, you guys. All right.
My youngest said, "Oh, Mama, he looks like he's really tall."
Are we ready for chapter 1? Everybody ready? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, I won't be reading the chat while I do this. So if something needs my attention, can you call it out to me or read it out?
We will.
Thank you. Okay. Chapter 1. Phoebe woke up with her tongue glued to the roof of her mouth and a taste of old chocolate liqueur and cheap bread welded together in a way no human tongue deserved. Ooh, child, I've been there. Her head throbbed in pulses like someone banging radiators down a corridor. For a moment, she lay still, face smashed into the pillow, trying to figure out what day it was and whether there was any realistic chance of going back to sleep for another 12 hours and starting again as a different person. The bed sheets were stiff and stained, cream liquor, fake tan, maybe something from a takeaway she couldn't remember ordering. Her bedroom looked like the stock image for a rock bottom if you typed it into a search engine. Clothes on the floor and color-coded piles of dirty and unidentifiable empty bottles tipped over like fallen bowling pins, a half-eaten slice of plain white bread stuck to the carpet by something sticky. Her phone lay face down on the bedside table, charger cable stretched and twisted like it was trying to crawl away. She swung one leg off the bed and instantly regretted it. The floorboards were cold. Her ankle nudged an empty bottle, which rolled away with a clink. There was a time she would have gone down the stairs like a normal person, hand on the banister, one step at a time. The banister was now in the back garden, leaning against the fence, almost broken plant pots and an upturned garden chair because one night she decided it opened the space up and never quite fixed it again. So she did what she learned to do, flopped onto her stomach, shuffled to the top of the stairs, and awkwardly slid down on her side, bump, 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 letting gravity do most of the work. It was ridiculous, but it was easier than falling. Halfway down, she paused to catch her breath and stared at the yellowing fly tape hanging from the ceiling, still dotted with bodies of flies from last summer. Black mold smeared the corners of the hallway walls like someone had tried to paint shadows. She hid the bottom with a oh, I'm sorry. She hit the bottom with a dull thud and lay there for a second, staring at the underside of the letterbox. The metal flat rattled and twitched. An envelope pushed through, thick and creamy, and landed right next to her nose. Instantly, her stomach dropped. Please be junk, she muttered. Please be a takeaway menu. Please be a cult leafleting the street and not capital bloody credit. Her hand came out from the pocket of her dressing gown, fingers cracked and stained with nicotine, and snatched the envelope off the mat. No plastic window, no block capitals. The handwriting on the front was loopy and gold, like someone had bled glitter all over it. Fantastic, Phoebe moaned. It's either a wedding or a funeral. She rocked herself up to sitting, leaned against the wall, and tore the top open with her thumb. A small cascade of shiny foil confetti fell out and stuck to her dressing gown. She shook her knee until some of it dropped to the floor, then unfolded the card. It read, You are lavishly invited to the wedding of Jen Hartley and Tom Harris this Sunday, Conifer Hall. Refreshments and free champagne provided. Lavishly, she read out loud, the word dripping acid in her mouth. Of course. The card was thick, embossed, expensive in a way that screamed, We've got it together and you don't. Jen's name sat in curling gold. Tom's underneath, solid and boring. There was a soft focus of them pointed, excuse me, there was a soft focus photo of them printed on the inside flap. Jen beaming, her perfect and hair perfect and blonde, the kind of skin that never had met mold. Tom stood next to her, all freckles and half smile, hand on her shoulder like a prop. Phoebe felt her jaw clench. Her thumb hovered over the corner of the card where the glossy paper caught the light. Her other hand reached behind her, patting the top of a crate of random online orders until she found what she was really looking for, a cheap plastic lighter. She flicked it on and held the flame under Jen's smiling face. The heat licked at the corner, and it darkened slightly, till it was ash. That was satisfying. Her lips curled. Her eyes then flicked back toward the words, refreshments and free champagne provided. She blew the flame out. Free drinks, she said. Well, it would be rude not to. She shoved the invitation onto the side table, stepped over a pile of unopened parcels, and trudged into the living room to find her phone. It was under a cushion with a curry stain on it. She wiped the screen on her dressing gown and tapped through to Facebook. Her contacts list was like an abandoned building, ghost names grayed out. She scrolled to the block list and stared at the familiar photo. Jen, taken years ago. Beach hair and squinting at the sun. Her finger hovered over the unblock button. Showtime, she muttered, pressing it. Jen's profile popped back to life like it had been waiting. Phoebe clicked straight through. Cover photo, a family at Christmas in matching pajamas. Jen and Tom in the middle. Carmine, taller now, teenage face in that permanently unimpressed setting. A little boy on the end that Phoebe only half recognized from old baby photos. Eric, apparently. Fairy lights, stockings, a massive tree. Her mom and dad sat on the sofa behind them, looking like they'd been airbrushed out of guilt. Phoebe flicked through the rest of the feed, thumb jabbing down with more force than necessary. New kitchen, of course. Marble counters, matte, black tap, a smart fridge that probably told you your mood when you opened it. So blessed to finally have your dream kitchen. 37 likes. Comment, house goals. Phoebe glanced up at her own kitchen, cracked tiles with blackened grout, a fridge that hummed too loudly and iced over at the back, an appliance graveyard of broken kettles, and a toaster with one working slot. She went back to Jen's photos. Work Christmas party at Olivia Bailey's, the logo glowing behind a bar. Jen leaning into the camera with a glass of fizz. So proud of my promotion. Phoebe opened the chat. Her thumbs flew over the keyboard. Hi, honey. Wow, I'm so happy for you and Tom. You two are a pair of lovebirds. You can count me in for the wedding. XX. She added a couple of heart emojis for good measure, then hit send before she could overthink it. The message stuck there on the screen, pink and cheerful, and completely at odds with the knot in her chest. Pair of bastards, more like, she said to the empty room. Her phone buzzed almost instantly. Jen was obviously one of those people who had always had their phone in their hand. Oh my God, I'm so happy you're coming. I've missed you so much, Fee. We've got the spare room already if you want to stay over the night before. We can we can get ready together like old times. XXX. Phoebe stared at the messages. The part of her that still remembered old times tried to push up through the sludge and say something, but she sat on it. She typed back. That would be lovely, hun. I'll bring my nicest dress. Can't wait to see you all. XX. She dropped the phone on the sofa and immediately regretted the kiss emojis. Too much, too eager. Whatever. It was done now. The mirror in the hallway caught a glimpse of her and she winced. Her hair was greasy, dark roots showing under patchy dye. Her eyes were hazel but bloodshot, ringed with smudged eyeliner that had probably been there since Tuesday. If she was going to walk back into Jen's glossy world, she couldn't show up looking like she crawled out of a recycling bin. She forced herself upstairs again, slower this time. The bathroom was grim, chipped sink, mold in the corners of the bath tiles, three near empty bottles of different shampoos balanced on the edge. She turned the shower on and watched brownish water cough out for a few seconds before it ran clear. The first blast of hot water stung her skin. She stood under it for a long time, letting it run over her face until her hair lay flat and heavy on her back. It felt like washing off not just sweat and stale alcohol, but a layer of something else. Dave spent drifting between bed and sofa, little piles of rubbish building up, messages left unread because there were none. By the time she got out, the room was a fogged box. She wrapped herself in a towel and padded back to her bedroom, wiping a patch in the mirror with the slide of one hand. The woman looking back at her still looked tired, but slightly less cursed. On top of her chest of drawers sat her late grandmother's jewelry box. It was a small wooden thing with brass corners, the varnish rubbed away in places from years of handling. Phoebe lifted the lid. Inside, earrings tangled with chains, a broken brooch, a cheap ring that had once been passed off as something more. For a moment, she thought of her parents down in Cornwall, still alive, still pottering around their little park home by the coast, sending her photos of seagulls as if that counted as keeping in touch. Jen owned their old house now. Funny how life shuffled things around like that. Phoebe fished out a pair of silver earrings shaped like leaves and held them up to her ears, tilting her head to study the reflection. Not bad. A bit tarnished, but she decided to call it vintage. Back on the bed, towel loosely tied, she pulled her laptop toward her and opened a dozen tabs. Dresses, shoes, jewelry that looked minimalist but cost more than her weekly shop. Every time a price made her stomach jolt, she clicked anyway. Add to basket, add to basket, add to basket. Her credit card limit was already screaming, but she turned the volume down in her head. Future Phoebe couldn't deal with it. Present Phoebe needed armor. By the afternoon, she had ordered 3 dresses, just to choose from, even though she knew she couldn't afford any of them. A pair of heels that she would probably fall over in, and a lipstick in a shade called Blood Moon. She lay back on the bed and stared at the ceiling until sleep dragged under her again. Finally, arrived faster than she liked. The parcels hadn't all turned up yet, but one dress had, deep red, fitted just enough to make her worry about breathing after a big meal. She stuffed herself into it and threw on a cheap blazer to make it look intentional. The suitcase by the door was full of clothes she didn't even remember packing. Her hair was scraped into a ponytail that she told herself looked sleek rather than desperate. She stood outside the entrance to her block, leaning against the algae-stained wall with the kind of casualness that was entirely forced. The communal stairwell behind her smelled faintly of weed and fried onions. Somewhere upstairs, a baby started crying, then stopped. A black convertible turned into the road, too shiny and too clean for this street. It crawled toward her and stopped with an apologetic little beep. The windows slid down, and Tom's freckled face appeared, his ginger hair slightly flattened on one side like he'd had a panic nap. "Hey, Phoebe," he said, like he wasn't sure if he was allowed to be cheerful. She turned her mouth up it into something that could legally class as a smile. "Oh, this is nice," she said, tapping the top of the car with her knuckles. "How much did you rinse yourself for this, then?" Tom opened his door and climbed out, immediately reaching for the boot release like a man on a mission to avoid conversation. "Too much," he said, forcing a laugh. "Good night, hon. I love you." "Too much," he said, forcing a laugh. "That's all I'm saying." "What about your van?" Phoebe asked, hoisting the suitcase up a bit. "You still doing delivery woo or whatever it is?" "Yeah," he said, taking the suitcase from her and loading it in. "Still got the van. This is just, we got a good deal." "Right," she said. "A good deal." She slid into the passenger seat and smoothed her dress over her knees, suddenly hyper aware of every crease. Tom started the engine, and the radio blared static before settling on a soft indie song about heartbreak and roads. He turned the volume down quickly, like he was worried it might offend her. As the car pulled away, Phoebe unlocked her phone and opened WhatsApp. The top of her chat list was mostly group chats she'd been added to once and never spoken, family threads she'd left on mute, and various number not in your contacts messages from delivery drivers. No new messages. She scrolled anyway, pretending to be busy, thumb hovering over a blank text box to no one. "Wine weekly box. Your weekly picks are ready." Outside, the city slid away and turned into scrap dealers, retail parks, and half-empty car lots, then fields. Then that odd nowhere space of roundabouts and garden centers and signs pointing to towns she'd never visit. The air freshener in Tom's car pumped out thick vanilla, making her feel slightly nauseous. They passed a turning with a brown sign, Conifer Hall, Historic Estate and Gardens, Weddings, Conferences, and Private Events. Jen's new playground. After nearly 2 hours, the roads tightened into streets again. Terrace houses, semi-detached with chipped fences. The town where Phoebe had grown up shrunk and polished in the parts she remembered as rough. Tom turned into a cul-de-sac lined with neat little front gardens. At the end sat her parents' old house, except it wasn't her parents' house anymore. It wasn't hers either, obviously. Officially, it was Jen and Tom's now. Unofficially, Phoebe's stomach felt like it recognized it as something she'd left in another life. The once faded brick was freshly cleaned. The door was a tasteful sage green now, not the bright yellow her mum had painted it. There were 2 hanging baskets, both alive, smug with flowers. The path was even, no cracked paving slabs, no weeds. Tom pulled up outside and threw the handbrake up. "Home sweet home," he said, instantly regretting it. Phoebe didn't move. "I'm just going to clear my mind," she said, already pushing the door open. "Right, yeah. I'll take this in then, Tom replied, hauling her suitcase out of the boot. She walked away in the opposite direction down to the end of the road where there was a public bench under a spindly little tree. She sat down, pulled a small hip flask out of her blazer pocket, and unscrewed the lid. The first sip burned, but it warmed the cold knot in her chest, enough to make things slightly fuzzy. She watched Tom carry her suitcase inside, watched Jen's silhouette appear in the doorway for a second and then vanish. The house looked like it was posing, like it was in a brochure. Start your family here. After another mouthful, she pushed herself up, shoved the flask back into her pocket, and walked back with her hands buried deep. She didn't even get a chance to knock. The front door flew open and Jen barreled out, eyes already glassy, arms extended. Fee! She shrieked, launching herself forward. Phoebe's body stiffened as the hug wrapped around her. Jen smelled of expensive shampoo and something floral. Her hair tickled Phoebe's nose. The grip was too tight. You're strangling me, Phoebe said flatly into her shoulder. Jen loosened her hold, but not by much. She pulled back, holding Phoebe at arm's length, eyes flicking across her face like she was checking for damage. Sorry, I've missed you so much, Jen said, voice wobbling slightly. Phoebe's mouth did that automatic twitch again. Yeah, she said, it's been ages. I need to show you the kitchen, Jen blurted. You won't recognize it. Come in. If we must, Phoebe muttered, stepping over the threshold. The carpet in the hallway was new and soft, that plush gray everyone on Instagram seemed to be obsessed with. It felt wrong under her boots, like stepping onto someone else's bed. Before she could get her bearings, something small and fast slammed into her hip. Auntie Phoebe! Eric shouted, all arms and excitement trying to wrap himself around her waist. She staggered slightly and put her hand on his head, steadying herself more than him. All right, Ninja, she said. Let me at least get my shoes off before you knock me out. On the stairs, Carmine stood halfway up, one hand on the banister, a proper one, solid and fixed, watching them with that careful teenage blankness. Dark hair scraped back, eyeliner neat. She had her mum's face, but with something harder around the eyes. Hi, Phoebe tried. Carmen's mouth twitched somewhere between a nod and no reaction at all. Hey, she said, then turned away and disappeared upstairs. Let me talk to your mum first, yeah? Phoebe said to Eric, gentle but already edging past him. Then I'll hear about whatever game you're obsessed with now. The kitchen was at the back of the house. Light spilled in from big patio doors. The room looked like it had been ripped straight from a catalog. White cabinets with no handles, marble tops that gleamed, a smart fridge humming quietly in the corner, a row of wedding presents lined up on the worktop, slow cooker, blender, wine glasses in boxes, a set of copper pans that looked like they'd never seen baked beans. Phoebe realized all at once that she hadn't brought a present. Not even a token candle, nothing. Jen's eyes dipped into the plastic bag in Phoebe's hand, hopeful for a second. Phoebe reached in, pulled out a large bottle of chocolate orange liqueur, and marched it over to the fridge. This is for me, she said, opening the fridge door and wedging it between a bottle of Prosecco and some oat milk. Unless you've gone teetotal since I last saw you. Jen let out a thin laugh. God knows, she said. We've got loads of booze sorted for Sunday. Good, Phoebe replied. Wouldn't want to be sober for that. Jen leaned her hip against a chair, arms folding over themselves. So, what's life been like for you then? She asked, trying to sound casual. We haven't really, caught up. Phoebe finished for her, opening cupboards like she lived there. It's been peaceful. She said it in a tone that suggested it had been anything but. A cupboard full of perfectly stacked tins and labeled jars stared back at her. Of course, Jen alphabetized her spices. Do you still? Jen started, then cut herself off. I mean, are you still in the same? Phoebe closed her eyes briefly and clapped her hands together once as if she'd reached the end of a job. Sorry, I need some fresh air, she announced, already heading for the back door. You know what I'm like. I'll be fine in a sec. Okay, Jen said, chewing her lip. The garden's all done up. You'll like it. The back garden was small but neat, Artificial grass, raised planters, a little seating area with twinkly solar lights that would probably look quaint at night. No cat faces, no half-dead washing line, no broken banister dumped in the corner. That was hers, in her own garden back at the flat, leaning against the fence like an abandoned limb. This could have been mine, she muttered, lighting her vape and blowing a stream of vapor away from the kitchen windows. She unlocked the side gate and slipped out into the narrow alley and ran between the houses, then out to the small row of shops across the main road, just out of habit. She'd always gravitated toward anywhere that sold alcohol, like a plant turning to the sun. The local shop hadn't changed much. Some faded signage, some spinning newspaper stand outside. The glass door was smeared with fingerprints. Inside it, it smelled like coffee, bleach, and those weird blue ice lollies that never melted properly. Phoebe went straight to the alcohol aisle and grabbed 2 bottles of cream liqueur without thinking, then wandered to the counter. The woman behind it looked up and did a double take. "Hello, stranger," she said, smile deepening the lines around her mouth. Her name badge said Kara in bold letters. Phoebe stared for a bit too long, brain whirring, trying to place her. "Oh, Kara, yeah," she said quickly, leaning an elbow on the counter. "Wow, sorry, I've got brain fog. And, general fog." "Yeah, I haven't seen you in ages," Kara said, gaining the bottles. "What brings you back then? Holiday?" She said holiday like she already knew that was wrong. "Just for a few days," Phoebe said. "Got my sister's wedding to go to." "Jen, you remember?" Kara's eyebrow leapt. "Jen Hartley? Of course I remember. She's been in here ordering those fancy flower deliveries and all sorts. You don't sound very excited." "I'm ecstatic," Phoebe deadpanned. "Can't you tell?" Kara chuckled. "You always were a rubbish liar." "She knows that too," Phoebe said. "It's, complicated." She paused, then added, "I love my sister. All I want is for her to be happy." The sentence tasted foreign in her mouth. Kara seemed to sense the gap between what she said and what she meant. "Has she said anything about me?" Phoebe asked suddenly. While I've been gone?" Kara hesitated, thumb resting on the edge of the till drawer. "Not really," she said. "Just after that big fallout, she said she'd hoped you'd have a happy life or something like that. I can't remember the exact words." Phoebe watched her face a little too closely. "Right," she said. "Of course she did." From somewhere above them, muffled through the ceiling, heavy metal started blaring. Proper screaming guitar, drums like someone falling down the stairs repeatedly. The ceiling rattled faintly with the bass. "What the hell is that?" Phoebe asked, looking up as if she might see straight through the plasterboard. "The new tenants," Kara sighed. "Flat upstairs. They've been here a week, and my ears are already ringing. It's only a bloke and his ill mum, apparently, so I feel bad complaining, but bloody hell." "Lovely," Phoebe said. "Very wholesome vibe for the street." Kara finished packing the bottles into a thin plastic bag, then seemed to remember something. "Oh, your sister likes flowers, doesn't she?" she said. "We had a delivery yesterday, and some of them went off. They're in the bin out back if you want to rescue any. Might be a bit sad looking, mind you." Phoebe's eyes lit just slightly. "Free bouquet?" she asked. "Now we're talking." Kara laughed and shook her head. "You're impossible. Go on then, round the side." "Don't go climbing in, you'll break your neck." "Too late for that," Phoebe muttered, already heading for the door. "Cheers, Kara." Outside, behind the shop, the industrial bin lid was slightly open. She held her breath, lifted it, and peered in. The smell hit her first, rotting leaves and something sweet gone wrong. Several bunches of roses and lilies sat slumped on top of cardboard boxes, petals browning and edges curled. She reached in, grabbed what she could, and dragged them out. On the ground, she knelt and began picking through, snapping off the worst heads, stripping mushy leaves, combining the least tragic ones into a sort of bouquet. By the time she was done, it almost looked intentional. A little bruised, a little wilted, but still technically flowers. "That'll do," she said, shaking gunk off of her fingers. The walk back to Jen's house felt longer than it should have. She rehearsed a face in her head, delighted, humble, like she'd spent her last tenner on floristry instead of digging it out of bin juice. That's the end of chapter 1. We got 4 people in here. That's a lot of reading for 4 people, y'all.
You doing good?
You got this girl.
They'll come
Hey,
in
comment
when
section CEO.
they'll
It
come
is
in
good so
when
far.
the drama stops. They got so much going on right now that people are into the drama. But this is a good book so far.
Yeah, I like it so far. How you doing, Laura May? You doing all right?
Sitting here eating animal crackers listening to you read.
Amen, girl. Mm-hmm. Ken's twin flame joined. You're a fucking rock star for that name. It's pretty great. Okay, we'll do another chapter. Okay, chapter 2. Jen opened the door before she could knock. Where were you? I tried ringing you, Jen said. Relief and irritation tangled together. I had my phone on silent. Phoebe lied smoothly, lifting the bouquet. I brought you these, though. Jen blinked at the flowers. Up close, the wilting was more obvious, but so was the effort. Oh, she said. They're lovely. You didn't have to. Clearly, Phoebe said under her breath, stepping past her into the hall. In the kitchen, Tom was rearranging things in the fridge, making space. His eyes flicked briefly to the cream liqueur bottles poking out of Phoebe's bag. He met Jen's gaze, and there was a quick exchange there, something like, here we go. Jen cleared her throat. I've put fresh sheets on your bed, she said. We redecorated that room a while back, but it's still your space for the weekend. Phoebe nodded and headed upstairs with her suitcase. Eric's bedroom door was open, lit up by an enormous TV screen. Carmine's door was half shut, music leaking out into a low thump. The spare room stopped her in the doorway. Once it had been hers. Paisley wallpaper in deep colors, a cluttered dresser with little elephant ornaments, clothes draped over the back of a chair. Messy, yes, but hers. Now the walls were a neutral, estate agent gray. The bed was a simple double with a white throw and 3 decorative cushions arranged in a line. The only decoration was a framed print that said "Live, Love, Laugh" in cursive. She dropped the suitcase on the floor and stood there for a moment, jaw tight. She could imagine Jen here, rolling paint over the wallpaper, boxing up the ornaments, folding away the last traces of her. No one ever asked, do you mind, or is it okay if we... The room had simply changed hands. Phoebe knelt by the suitcase and started unpacking, shoving underwear into the bedside drawer, hanging the red dress on the wardrobe handle. There was a tap at the door, and then Eric barged in before she could answer, holding something behind his back. Auntie Phoebe, I got you a present, he said, thrusting it at her. It was wrapped in Christmas paper and taped within an inch of his life. She raised an eyebrow. Couldn't find any birthday paper then, she asked. He grinned. Mum said it was fine. She tried to peel the tape off delicately at first, then gave up and ripped the lot. Inside was a chunky necklace, fake gold, a big plastic gem in the middle. Cheap, tacky, and irritatingly quite sweet. Oh, wow, she said, slinging an arm around his shoulders. This is iconic. Thank you, Eric. That was very thoughtful. You should wear it to the wedding, he said seriously. I might just do that, she replied. Wouldn't want you to outshine your mum, though. As she spoke, a shadow moved in the doorway. She looked up to see Carmine standing there, hand on the frame, eyes darting between them. Phoebe's face lit up instinctively. Carmine, she said, come in, let me look at you. You're massive now. What the hell? Carmine rolled her eyes in slow motion. I'm not massive, she said. I'm literally 5'5". Then, without waiting, she disappeared back into her room and shut the door. Phoebe's smile dropped. Eric nudged her. She's just in a mood, he said loyally. She's always in a mood. Yeah, Phoebe said softly. I remember that phase. A bell rang downstairs, an actual bell, not a phone. Jen's voice flitted up. Dinner! I better go rescue whatever's left, Phoebe said, giving Eric's head a quick ruffle. The table was set when she got down, 4 plates, cutlery laid precisely, napkins folded. It looked like a scaled-down version of something off a cooking show. Jen was carrying a dish in from the kitchen, Tom behind her with another. My friend Emma says our relationship name should be Jom, Jen announced as she put the food down. Jen and Tom, Jom. Apparently, we're very brandable. Not 10? Eric asked, scraping broccoli off his plate into Phoebe's without even trying to be subtle. Phoebe smirked. Personally, I had other words in mind, she said, picking up extra vegetables anyway. Most of them not suitable for dinner. Jen rolled her eyes but smiled. Can we please try to have one meal where you're not trying to start a fight? She half joked. Phoebe reached into her tote bag and pulled out a small ceramic elephant she'd wrapped in a carrier bag to stop it from breaking on the journey. She set it in the middle of the table, trunk up, tiny gold paint flaking on one ear. Are we not going to talk about the elephant in the room? She said. Tom snorted despite himself. Jen looked like she was trying to decide whether to laugh or tell her to grow up. Carmine forked food into her mouth with the slowness of someone doing a chore. They got through the meal with a strange, brittle politeness. Jen recounted wedding logistics. Tom nodded in the right places. Eric told a long, complicated story about a game Phoebe didn't understand but pretended she did. Every now and then, Phoebe caught her mom's face in the photo on the wall, smiling, frozen, not here to referee anymore. After dinner, Jen took the kids upstairs. To settle them, she said, like they were particularly nervous houseplants. That left Phoebe and Tom in the living room with a muted TV flickering advertisements at them. Phoebe claimed the single armchair, legs up on the coffee table. Tom sat on the sofa, remote in hand, flipping through options. So, she said, because the silence was worse. Still doing deliveries? Yeah, he replied. Eyes stayed on the TV. Same round, mostly. A couple of new estates got built. It's, all right. Riveting, she said. Oh, I have a puzzle. I wasn't even looking. I saw it in my peripheral. Okay, I had to do a puzzle. Riveting, she said. Must be fun taking everyone's food to them while they sit on their asses. He smiled faintly. Pays the bills. She took a sip of the last of her glass and leaned her head back. What do you want to watch? I don't know, he said. Something light? I don't think Jen wants nightmares before the big day. I fancy a horror, Phoebe said immediately. Something with loads of gore. Set the tone. He actually laughed at that. Of course you do. They flicked around until they found something halfway acceptable, a low-budget horror with terrible acting and good sound design. While the opening credits rolled, Tom glanced over. What about you? He asked, work-wise. She shrugged. Nothing at the moment. Just taking each day as it comes. He nodded slowly. I don't blame you, he said. For what? She shot back, taking her feet off the table and twisting in the chair to look at him properly. He flinched a little, like he hadn't expected to be challenged. I just mean, he said, eyes dropping back to the TV. I get it after everything. It's a lot. Do you? She asked. He didn't answer. The silence stretched, filled only by the TV's eerie soundtrack. She snorted softly and turned back to the screen. Jen came down 10 minutes later in pajamas, hair scraped into a bun, all cozy and domestic. Tom patted the sofa next to him, and she sat, tucking her feet under her, leaning into his side. From the armchair, Phoebe watched them like an audience member who'd sat down for the wrong play. She nursed what was left of her drink, slowly, knowing she was on thin ice if she'd got properly drunk before the wedding even happened. The film wasn't actually that scary, but Jen jumped at all the cheap jump scares anyway. Tom squeezed her and said, It's not real, like some kind of comforting robot. Phoebe rolled her eyes and pretended not to be wishing for something truly horrifying to come smashing through the screen and level the room. The universe tried its best. Halfway through the particularly tense bit with a crackling door and an ominous violin, there was a sharp, aggressive knock at the front door. Not a polite tap, not a neighborly excuse me. A full-on, someone's about to sell you something or stab you kind of knock. Phoebe's heart jumped into her throat. Who's that at this time? She said. It came out more anxious than she liked. I'll get it, Tom said, already on his feet. Jen muted the TV. The house suddenly felt too quiet. Phoebe and Jen exchanged a look. The Chinese shared flash of If this is someone from the venue canceling, I'll throw myself down the freshly carpeted stairs. Phoebe pushed herself up out of the armchair and drifted into the hallway, stopping halfway. She could hear Tom at the door, the familiar scrape of the chain, then the consonants of a male voice she didn't recognize. Hello, family, the man said, loud and raspy, like he'd already owned the place. Tom's reply was tight. Sorry, I don't recognize you. Something in a tone made the hairs on Phoebe's arms stand up. She took a breath she didn't realize she was holding and walked forward, turning the corner just enough to see past Tom's shoulder. A man in his 40s stood on the doorstep, stocky build in a leather jacket, a lime green jumper underneath that clashed with everything. His face was weirdly familiar, like looking at a photo where someone had badly photoshopped your features onto a stranger's head. Same nose, same brow, same slightly crooked mouth. His eyes met hers and widened, properly, like he'd been punched in the chest. Jen appeared behind her, a hand clamping onto the banister. Get him out of here, she snapped at Tom, voice higher than usual. Now. The man put his hands together in a pleading gesture. Harriet, please, please, he said, and then corrected himself. Sorry, Jen. Habit. Who is this? Phoebe asked, staring between them. The man's eyes darted from Jen to Phoebe. His face crumpled in a way that looked both theatrical and genuine. Wait, he breathed. Is this your sister? You never said. He took a step forward, straining against the chain still on the door. I have two nieces, he said, like it was the wildest news he'd heard in his life, and clapped his hands over his mouth. That is the end of chapter 2. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. How's everybody doing?
Doing fine.
The AI summary says, a tense scene unfolds as a mysterious man arrives on the doorstep. All right, let's plow through chapter 3, shall we? Let me get a little sip of something, something. He can sure write. Yeah, he can. It's good. The details are good, you know? I love a good detailed book. It helps you like picture it in your mind. Chapter 3. For a few seconds, nobody moved. The hall filled with this thick, stunned silence, like the house itself was holding its breath. Tom stood frozen by the door, Jen's fingers digging into the banister so hard her knuckles whitened. And the man outside stared at Phoebe like she was a winning lottery ticket he'd waited 20 years to scratch. The chain rattled as he leaned forward slightly. I'm your mum's brother, he blurted, voice crackling like a bad note. Your uncle. Jen slammed the door shut in his face so fast that the frame shook. She kept her hand pressed against it, breathing sharply through her nose. Phoebe blinked, then blinked again, her heart thudding in a strange, uneven rhythm. What the hell are you doing? She hissed, shoving Jen away from the door so hard she stumbled back. Phoebe, don't! Jen started, but Phoebe had already yanked that door open. The man, this alleged uncle, was still standing there, shoulders hunched against the cold. Up close, he smelled faintly of vape juice and supermarket cologne. His hair was salt and pepper and messy, like he'd tried to style it and given up halfway. His eyes were the same warm brown as their mum's. I didn't know Mum had a brother, Phoebe said, staring him down, looking for any sign of a lie. His features were familiar in the way mirrors sometimes are when you're hungover, distorted, but undeniably related. She didn't want anyone to know, the man said, with a little shrug. She cut me off years ago. I'm Adrian, by the way. Adrian Marsh. He said his surname like it was supposed to mean something. Phoebe folded her arms so tightly her shoulders ached. Why haven't I heard of you in 22 years of my entire life? Jen shoved herself back into the scene like a badly timed commercial. Phoebe, don't listen to him. He's lying. He stalked me online when I announced the engagement. Adrian rolled his eyes dramatically. I was trying to reconnect, Harriet. Sorry, Jen. And I got an email about your wedding. You invited me. It said +1. I didn't send anything, Jen snapped. I had to block you when you wouldn't leave me alone. Unbelievable, Adrian muttered. This family, drama at every turn. Anyway, he looked at Phoebe again, softer now. Let me explain properly, please. Can I come in? Just for a cuppa? No, Jen said instantly. No, absolutely not. Give me a minute, Phoebe said sharply, stepping outside and pulling the door shut behind her. The cold hit her arms through the blazer. Adrian rubbed his hands together and looked up at the darkening sky. You look so much like her, you know. Your mum. Same eyes. Don't start, Phoebe said. She wasn't in the mood for nostalgia from a stranger who allegedly shared her DNA. Adrian winced like she slapped them. She kept you from me, he said, voice wobbling. I tried to move here, to Conifer. Didn't want to be alone after my husband died, but she interfered. She didn't want me near you girls. I don't get it. I don't get it, Phoebe said. Why? That, Adrian sighed, is a very long story. The short version is she never wanted me to have a family of my own, never wanted me close. Well, she pushed me out of everything, including your grandma before she died. Phoebe stared at him hard. You're telling me Mum cut off her own brother and hid you from us for 2 decades? Why would she do that? He shook his head. Ask her. She won't tell you the truth, but I will. Tomorrow, I promise. He nodded toward his car, a bright violet thing that looked like it belonged to someone having a midlife crisis. I drove so long to get here. I didn't think about accommodation. Do you think I could stay? Just one night? Phoebe hesitated. No sane person would let a random man who claims to be their uncle stay over. But her brain kept replaying his face, the way his eyebrows curved just like hers, the same exact slope in the nose. And beneath the cheap aftershave and theatrical mannerisms, there was something tired in him, something lonely. You're not staying inside the house, Phoebe said finally. But I'll bring you pillows, a blanket. You can sleep in your car. His expression cracked into something almost relieved. Thank you, honestly. I appreciate. Don't get soft on me, she muttered. This doesn't mean I trust you. I wouldn't expect you to, he said. Phoebe walked inside where Jem was waiting with her arms crossed like a bouncer at a club she personally hated. You better not be giving him anything from my house, Jen snapped, voice sharp enough to cut through skin. Phoebe didn't even dignify that with a response. She marked upstairs, grabbed a pile of spare bedding, and stomped back out. Adrian took the blankets gratefully and arranged them in the back seat of his car like he'd done it 1,000 times. I'll explain everything tomorrow, he said softly. Good night, Phoebe. Phoebe hesitated, something pulling at her, something deep and quiet. And then she did something she didn't plan on. She hugged him. It was brief and awkward and entirely wrong, but she did it anyway. Adrian made a sound halfway between a gasp and a laugh, and his eyes filled too quickly for it to be faked. Good night, she muttered, stepping away quickly. Inside, Jen and Tom sat on the sofa, whispering. Tom looked uneasy. Jen looked murderous. Phoebe locked the front door and ignored both of them. Did you guys just hear that? That was the cat climbing up the back of the chair that I'm sitting in. Hi, Bentley. Hi, mommy baby. Hello, you big baby. Hello. Hello, my lovey boy. I love you. Hi. You're so beautiful. Hi. Mommy got you a baby brother today, but you can't meet him yet. Okay. Phoebe locked the front door and ignored both of them. She climbed the stairs, pulled her phone out, and opened her messages with her mum. A photo of Arya smiling in the sun stared back at her. Phoebe typed, Why didn't you tell me you had a brother? It was read immediately. Arya replied, It's late, Phoebe. I'll explain in the morning. Don't worry. Night night. Phoebe snorted. Patronizing. Classic. She lay back in her childhood bed, now sterilized gray, personality removed, and stared at the ceiling. The room felt too clean, like someone had disinfected her out of it. She didn't sleep for a long time. She dreamed of strangers with her mother's eyes. That is the end of chapter 3.
Pam, what's the name of this book again? Somebody in the
Conif-
chat.
Conifer.
Conifer. Okay.
Conifer. Conifayre. And I shared it on my page if you'd like to see it. On my TikTok. How's everybody doing?
Just fine.
Just fine. Do we
Yes.
want to keep reading or we want to talk shit?
It's up to you, girl.
What do you guys want?
I'm good either way. I'm sitting
Okay.
here trying to figure out why the mother didn't tell the kids about this brother.
Right. Right. Mhm. I could do 4 chapters. You want to do another chapter? Hey,
Pam,
Sparkle Farts.
did you read Lone Star's last message there?
Let's see. Hi, Curly Lizard Butt. Good so far. I saw good so far.
It says,
You sure can write.
I need you to voice all my Audible books.
Oh, oh, I scrolled up way too far. Okay. All right. We'll do chapter 4. And then we'll gab a little. And talk a little ish and catch up a little bit. Chapter 4. Phoebe woke up with a jolt, like she'd been punched in the stomach by the morning. Bright gray light seeped into the room, turning the already colorless walls into something more lifeless. For a moment, she forgot where she was, and then the smell of Jen's fabric softener, some expensive beige-smelling thing, reminded her she wasn't at home in her own cramped mess. She dragged herself out of bed and trudged down the stairs, trailing a hand along the banister the way she used to as a kid, remembering suddenly that her own banister was lying in her back garden like a snapped bone. Halfway down the stairs, she heard voices coming from the kitchen, but they died instantly when the floorboard creaked under her foot. The silence that followed told her exactly what the conversation had been about her, or him, or both. Jen stood by the sink, shoulders tight, mug clasped between her hands like she was waiting for someone to tell her the world had ended. Tom was leaning against the counter, arms folded, pretending he wasn't uncomfortable. Eric was on the living room floor, rolling toy cars back and forth, and Carmine hovered by the doorway, scrolling her phone, but her eyes flickered up when Phoebe came down, like she'd been listening the whole time. "You're up," Jen said with that airy voice people use when they're trying not to sound guilty. Phoebe scratched the side of her neck. "Yeah, I live here now, apparently." Tom gave a half exhale, half laugh, but it died immediately when Jen cut him a sharp look. "Mum messaged back," Jen said, fingers tight on her mug. "About him." Phoebe leaned her hip against the counter, arms folded. "Let's hear it then." Jen drew in a breath. "She said he is her brother, so he wasn't lying." Phoebe felt something tense in her chest, a stupid little coil of emotion she shoved down immediately. Right. So what's the excuse? She said there's a reason she kept him away. Jen swallowed. She said he has a history of affecting people. Her words, not mine. Phoebe raised her eyebrows. Affecting? What is he? A draft? Tom stepped forward. She means stress, chaos. He pushes people. He wears them down. He gets into your life and drains everything out of it. Wow, Phoebe said flatly. Pot, meat, kettle. Jen slammed her mug on the counter. For God's sake, Phoebe, will you just take something seriously for once? Phoebe opened her mouth to retort, but froze when she heard a loud knock at the door. Fast, impatient, way too familiar. Nobody moved. Jen stared at the hallway like it had personally betrayed her. Phoebe walked past everyone and opened the front door. Adrian stood there smiling so brightly Oh, excuse me. Adrian stood there smiling so brightly it looked painful, hair sticking up like he'd slept on gravel. His purple car was parked crookedly over the curb. His blanket was draped over one arm like a failed cloak. Morning, sweetheart, he beamed. Isn't it a lovely day? I've been up since 6:30. Birds singing. Felt very countryside. Before Phoebe could say anything, Tom stormed up behind her. Oi! He shouted, stepping into the doorway. Get away from our house. Adrian blinked like the words didn't make sense. I just wanted to. No, Tom snapped, pointing at him like he was shooing off a rat. You don't come here. You don't knock again. You don't stand on the drive. Get away from the house. Now. Phoebe could practically taste the tension rolling off of Adrian's face. He wasn't angry exactly, but something flickered behind his expression, a bruised sort of pride. Before he could respond, Carmine appeared behind Phoebe, leaning on the doorframe with her usual bored eyeliner, heavy stare. Adrian's eyes went huge. Oh, my days, he gasped, grasping his chest like he might faint. My great niece! Phoebe shut her eyes. Jesus Christ. Adrian started waving both arms wildly, jumping on the spot like some demented children's entertainer. Look at her! Look at you! You're beautiful! You look like your family! My family! Oh, my word! Carmen blinked once, unimpressed. Hi, she said flatly, and walked off. Jen came running into the hallway, her face twisted with humiliation. Stop it! Stop yelling at my daughter like a lunatic! I'm just saying hello to my great niece, Adrian began. She's not your anything, Jen snapped, voice crackling, and you need to get away from my house. Those words hit Phoebe harder than she expected. My house. Her stomach twisted sharply, like something rotten had been stirred up inside her. Just hearing Jen say it out loud like that made her throat tighten. She'd said it casually, but it wasn't casual. It was ownership, claiming, the same territorial pride she'd always had. And for a terrible moment, Phoebe saw the old memory rise in her mind. The paperwork, the arguments, the hospital visits, the fast decisions, the feeling of being shoved out of her own life. And then she realized how easy it was to forget that her sister wasn't always Jen. She was Harriet once. Harriet, with the too short fringe cut she cut herself. Harriet, with the notebooks full of new signatures. Harriet, who reinvented herself like her past was a pile of junk she didn't owe anymore. Phoebe stared at her sister, feeling that old name sit heavy on her tongue. Jen kept her arms crossed tightly, glaring at Adrian with a mixture of fear and disgust. I'm going, Adrian said quietly now, defeated. I'm not trying to cause trouble. Tom stepped forward again, puffing out his chest. Then leave, properly. Adrian nodded, walking to his car slowly, opened the door with a shaky hand, and pulled out onto the street. The moment he accelerated, his tire clipped the wheelie bin and sent it flying to its side. Bottles shattered everywhere. Adrian didn't look back. He just sped off down the road, blanket still trailing halfway out of his boot. Tom muttered, Idiot. Phoebe stood in the doorway, watching the broken glass glitter on the pavement like confetti for a celebration nobody asked for. Her chest felt tight again, but not from sadness, from something else. Something electric. Something wrong. Jen stepped up beside her. Don't talk to him again. She said quietly, trying to sound stern. He's dangerous. Right, Phoebe said. Dangerous. She didn't turn around. She didn't close the door. She just kept staring down the empty road Adrian had driven through, feeling the first cold ripple of a bigger truth beginning to rise beneath her feet. Something was coming, and this family was not ready for it, and neither was she. Wow.
Ooh,
How
I
about
like
that?
this. I like this.
Mm-hmm. This is pretty good. It's crystal clear. We are reading Conifer. It's on my my page. It is a book by Liam Bossonet, the same gentleman who wrote, I'm sorry, Conifer, the same gentleman who wrote the book before she was made a monster about Dee Dee Blanchard. It is pretty good, isn't it? I like it. Now I want to know what happens in the next chapter. So should we do chapter 5?
Let's do it.
I feel like I'm going to keep trickling into chapter after chapter. I'm trying not to yawn, I'm sorry. It's been an exciting weekend, a very long day, and I got a new baby.
I haven't seen the new baby.
Oh my God, is he cute? He's an orange tabby,
He is
and
a
we named
sweet
him
baby.
Remy. So
He's
I
so
think I
cute.
told you guys about it before. One of my favorite antique stores.
I was getting ready to say that. Is it a kitten from behind the antique store?
Yes, yes, it is. Remember, I was hoping for a girl, and the girls were spoken for. So, of course, when I went gallivanting today, I went there. Excuse me. I went there, and of course, I went out back to see mom, and she's been fixed. She got fixed 2 weeks ago, which is good. And I wondered how many of her babies were still with her. There's two still with her, but one was going home to be socialized, and she was totally over this one. She's such a sweet cat. She really is such a sweet little cat. Um, but she's so over his bullshit. It gets us in. And he was like a little bit nervous and like, excuse me for yawning, and like a little bit, feral. He's always been outside, but he's had exposure to people and noise and, whatever. She has a very sweet setup for them out back there because it's on like a covered loading dock on the back of like a building, like a big business. So, like, I remember how in the back of old grocery stores, tractor trailers could back right up and unload their goods. You know what I'm saying? Onto like a big concrete platform. It's
Yeah.
like that back there, and it's all covered. And she has like most of it is closed in now because she wanted to keep them safe from wildlife and whatever because it backs right up to the woods. And a lot of people who bring stuff there, they unload there um and fill their booths with whatever they're going to be selling and whatever. It's a pretty good deal. I mean, she has them set up so well. The lady did just such a nice job taking care of mom and the babies. But that little ginger boy, he ran for a minute and then he decided he did want to be my friend because I gave him treats. And I picked him up. Like he ran a little bit. He was a little skittish, but once I picked him up, that little baby, he just nuzzled right into me. And I said, "Oh Lord, I'm in trouble now." So I called my husband. I said, "Hun," he said, "No." I said, "What the hell did you just say to me?" You said what? I said, "Hun, this baby needs a home." No. They already talked about not bringing any boys into the house again, because of what happened with the other one that we rehomed. And I said, just because that happened with one, of course I would prefer a girl. But this little boy still isn't spoken for, and he's just cute as pie. And I said, he's a baby. I said, you know, I talked to the lady, and she said, if you'd like him and it doesn't work out, you can always bring him back. At the very least, he'll get some socialization, a little experience being in a home, whatever. And she said, and if anything goes on in the meantime, if he gets sick or something, I'll pay for it until you decide that you're definitely keeping him. I said, listen, that's not necessary. I'm happy to do it. I really want him. I need to go outside and talk a little bit more with my husband. So I go out to the car and I call him. I'm like, listen. He's like, no, 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 no. I can't believe it. Why would you wanna? Why would you want to upset a good thing? I said, I married you, didn't I? I said, what the fuck are you talking about? I said, I had a good life, free from chaos and craziness. I added you and 3 daughters to it. Hey, Wimberly, how are you? Thank you for the heart, me. We're reading a book, but I went off on a tangent because I got a new cat, a kitten. And so I was talking to him outside on the phone. I said, this little baby, I said, if it doesn't work out, we'll help her find a home for him. I said, the other little one, um, had gone home, you know. Hi, Sullen. The other little one had gone home with somebody else to be socialized because it was very skittish, very, very skittish. And they thought that if he remained that skittish, that they wouldn't be able to find him a home. So, and then I brought Remy home, and he's in my, excuse me, I can't stop yawning. He's in my powder room on the main floor of the house, and he'll be in there for a little bit, probably a week. He'll get used to the sounds of our house, the smells. My cats will play with him under the door and, whatever. And hopefully, when it's time for him to come out and be free, my cats will be excited to see him, you know?
Did you get him today, you said?
I got him today. hmm I've been listening to all the lives. Crazy Life in the Jungle. Girl, I'm not even going to listen to the lives. I can't. There's a couple that I do want to hear, but I heard one. I'm so sorry for yawning. I heard one yesterday that I was not happy with, and I'm not going to say whose it was because I'm not trying to dog anybody. There's enough of that shit going on. But when I tell you that they went down the list just bashing people, and I don't know these particular people to be hateful at all, but the way that they were speaking sounded like a hateful group that we all know. And I was very surprised. Oh, it's all screaming. Oh, that's unfortunate. I was surprised at these women who I don't know to be chaotic or hateful at all. I don't follow them. I just know that they're out there. Um, we're saying things about a lot of people that I like, you know, and it bothered me, but I thought, who the fuck am I? Everyone's entitled to an opinion. I just didn't like how catty they were being. Like it was just unnecessary. It was like they were talking shit to start shit. That's how I felt. And it went from there and like periodically, because you'll know, I spent my whole weekend on the beach. Uh, oh, excuse me, I'm so sorry for yawning. It's probably contagious, so I hope I'm not making you guys yawn.
Not
Um,
yet. I'm fighting it though.
right. That salt air was it'll take you over. You know what I mean? You spend 3 days on the beach, it'll get you. So, um, yeah, we had a nice weekend, but I was tuning in here and there, and it was just too much for me. Like it was just too much. I can't people talking about other people to talk about another person to talk about another person, and it just kicks off, and it's infectious, not in a good way. I went off in a rant last night for about 55 minutes, and I had to split it up into 2 parts, and I posted it on my page just before I started this live tonight. And I hope that I know it's long. You don't even have to listen to the whole thing, um, if you don't want to, or you can put it on 2 times speed, both of them. I hope that everybody will just hear me out and try. That's all I'm asking. We have to stop all this craziness. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Here we go, little mama. We have to stop all this craziness with all of this stuff going on. And, you know, Saul's put a number again. Um, you remember what she did in my live? Well, she did that in Cook's live today, and she pulled a number, I think yesterday on Mimi, um, that like, her DV isn't valid if Saul's threat isn't valid, but no one ever said that Saul's threat wasn't valid. It was something like that. I'm not saying that verbatim, but the problem is this. I saw Saul's appear in Cook's live today. I was in Cook's live, and I wanted to bounce immediately, but I thought, let me see what's up, because I don't share space with her no more after what she did and all the nonsense she started. And I want to be very, very fucking clear before I make this statement. No matter the harassment, no matter the poking, the prodding, the constant barrage of bullshit, no person, male or female, should ever be threatened on that level, ever. Not with bodily harm or sexual violence. Period. Hard stop. That being said, coming into Cook's Live today and being like, you all this and you all that and you all this. I mean, it was absolute violence, honestly. It was so frustrating. She was gaslighting, she was manipulating, she was being a narcissist. And I was frustrated within 30 seconds, as was everybody else. And it didn't go well. It just didn't. I left and then went back. It was a lot. I don't know if any of you were there or if any of you listened to it. I highly recommend you listen to Cook's Live from today, and you'll have a better understanding of Saul's new world tour. And
Yeah.
while a lot of people are sympathetic to what is going on with Saul's literally told people not to support her, which is
Yeah.
super fucking weird to me. She's also going after Mimi for contacting the police station and saying that Saul's didn't file a report. Now,
Yep.
it was okay to do to Nellie Belly, but it's not okay to do to Saul's. And they're saying, oh, it was okay to do to Nellie Belly because they accused her. I'm sorry, because they claim that Nellie accused them of doing the stuff and things. I never heard Nellie Belly directly accuse them, but she did say something like, can you stop talking about it? You're not going to be happy until something happens, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Regardless of any of that, it's messy and it's getting messier. And while no one deserves to be threatened in that manner, I think that Sauls is enjoying the show, period. And that's all I have to say about that.
I think she is enjoying talking down to everybody. It it
Mm,
it's rude because I wouldn't have been able to keep my mouth shut. I mean, she has talked terribly to people here lately,
I
and
ain't fucked with none of them in a very long time.
it's uncalled for. Uncalled for.
For that exact
hey,
reason.
how you doing, little mama?
I'm good.
Look at my
I'm good.
girl. Hey,
I'm
Hannah came
tired.
back. Hey, Hannah, you feeling all right, love? Hey, Tread Zeppelin, you feeling okay, Hannah? Hey, Marty Mart.
I'm tired after today. I feel like I've been a squirrel chasing its nut all day long.
I'm afraid to ask.
Well, okay, so I took off today. I was off
Mhm.
Friday for the 4th, and then I took off today because my husband was off. So I was like, it's going to be chaotic if I try to work while him and my daughter are home.
Right.
So I just went ahead and took off for the whole day. Well, I had planned on meeting one of my friends and hanging out with her for a little while, which ultimately I did. So, and then this afternoon, I had to go and help my mom get my dad, in his wheelchair, get him ready for his doctor's appointment and all this. And then I met my friend at for a late lunch. Stop that!
Nice.
Stop that! My cat is going crazy.
The kitten.
Yes, the little kitten. He's full of energy. Um, but and so then while I met my friend, or waiting on my friend to get there, my mom calls me and she's like, "Hey, where are you at?" And I'm like, I'm eating lunch." And she's like, "Can you come get me?" I was like, "Wow, what's going on?" And so, because she went on the transport van with my dad to the doctor and didn't have her own vehicle. And ultimately, my dad had gotten to the point where he felt like he was sick. He felt like he was gonna pass out. His blood pressure was low. And so they ended up calling 911
While
and
he was
took
at
him
therapy?
while he was at the doctor's office.
Hmm.
And so they called 911, got him to the ER, and got him checked out. And ultimately, I had to go pick my mom up and take her to get her car at home. And then I went to meet my friend. But it's been a day.
Is your dad all right?
Yeah, they did a CT scan and a chest X-ray, and they thought that it was the beginning of pneumonia.
Oh,
So
Jesus, not again.
right, and so they kept him overnight, or at least overnight. Um, and two, I think he was dehydrated because in the ambulance they started a liquid a fluid IV on him, and his blood pressure immediately started coming back up,
Oh,
and he started
good.
feeling better. Get off that.
Good.
Sorry.
No, no, it's okay.
It's like having another child. Um,
Yeah, it is.
but so yeah, ultimately his blood pressure came back up and it was in a good stable position. And but they're gonna keep him overnight and run antibiotics through the IV, um, and treat it like pneumonia. The doctor said he wasn't completely sure that it was pneumonia and not just fluid buildup. He said, but I'm gonna treat it like it is pneumonia just in case. So
Good.
yeah.
Oh, I'm glad they're taking action right away and not
Yeah.
waiting.
Yeah, me too. Very much so. Because he already has COPD, and that may be
Yeah.
what they're seeing. That may honestly
Mm-hmm.
be what they're seeing is the COPD fluid on his lungs. And but I'm glad they're treating it like pneumonia just to be on the safe side.
Yeah.
Because he does not need to be sent home and then pneumonia set in for a week and a half before he starts
Mm-mm.
having symptoms, you know.
Right, right, right.
So yep. But all is well. All is well. It's nothing severely life threatening, so
Good.
since they caught it in time.
Yeah, we can't be waiting or we'll end up dealing
No.
with stuff like last time. We ain't doing that again.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Lord have mercy.
I'm holding my new little baby right now and he's holding on to me for dear life.
I still
And
haven't
he's
been
like,
able to
"What?"
I still haven't been able to see him because you were live, so I couldn't see your story.
Oh, shit. I forgot.
Hmm. Is it a dog
Mhm,
or a
Coco.
cat?
It's a kitten.
Oh.
An orange kitten.
Oh.
He's
Don't get a
not
black one.
tiny. I mean,
They're
he's little, but he's
menaces.
not tiny. He's 14 weeks.
Oh.
Yeah, and he's a little baby. He's a
Oh,
little baby. Hello, little
that's
baby.
about the size. That's about the age that ours was when we rescued him.
Really?
Yeah, because he's
They're
two
only a
months.
couple weeks apart.
Yeah, he's 2 months old, 3 months old now.
Oh,
Hold on.
hi, baby. Hi. You sweet little lover. Yes, hello. He's very, very sweet. He's a little skittish and a little scared, but he's sweet. Now, he's been in my house since like 4 o'clock and he's in the powder room and he has a big fluffy cat bed and he has a little hut they can climb inside of and hide, and he has his food bowls, but he hasn't used the litter box yet. So I'm holding him for a minute, gonna make him nice and comfortable and not feel nervous. And then I'm gonna put him into the litter box and hope that he uses it. I really need you to pee in that box, friend. Yeah, I need you to pee in that box.
Did you set him in the litter box?
I did.
Okay.
Earlier I did, and he walked right out of it. So I'm
Ours
gonna.
literally, like, I don't know if it was like an innate ability or what, but like literally we sat him in it for like 3 times and he just now just automatically goes down.
Yeah,
Goes
they
down into
usually
it.
get the idea very, very quickly. You're so pretty.
Don't
There
get a
you
black
go.
one. Don't get a black kitten. They're
You're
they're
pretty.
menaces.
Oh, wait a minute.
My
My black
my daughter's
kitty.
black cat Ravioli is hilarious.
Now, my little black girl, Sophia, she's our oldest one. But when I came home from surgery, she laid right on top of me. And when I get up to go to the bathroom, she leads the way. She won't let any of the other animals get near
Hmm.
me. She's boss lady. She's a nurse. Everything. Get out of her
Oh.
way.
This one, I'm thinking he might be a little touched. Um because literally he'll like attack the air.
Oh man, kittens are so funny. They are. They really are so
but
funny.
but
They're so ridiculous.
he's already knocked my husband's grandmother in the floor like 4 times off
Oh
the,
no.
like, we have part of her ashes in a bowl
Oh
sitting
my
over
God.
here, and thank God they're still in the little pouch and we didn't empty them because he's knocked that off like 4 different
Oh
times.
my God. He wants to play with grandma.
He does. He does. Yes, I'm talking about you. Come here.
Can you guys hear him purring?
I can't, but I'm deaf.
He's
So
purring so loud. My little friend, can you do me a favor and use that box?
you want to
Can you
talk to
do
the
that for
girls?
me?
Do you want to talk to the girls?
Oh,
Nope,
I hear
he's
that
done.
purr.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that.
He purrs so loud. It
This
sounds
little
like
baby's really
it sounds
loud
like
right
an
now, too.
airplane coming over my house when he purrs.
God, he's so cute. You're just a tiny little thing. You're just a tiny little man. Little Remy. Yeah, little Remy. You're so cute. Now listen, I came to check on you. I'm going to put you down in that box, and I'd really like you to use it, if you don't mind. Can you go potty in that box? Hmm? Oh, I know you don't want me to put you down, but you're learning to be a big boy. Look, look. You see? You're learning to be a big boy. You're not even paying
Spooks.
attention.
Spooks.
Yeah. You dig in the box and you go pee-pee and poopy in there, okay?
Look at me.
Yeah. Yes, it go.
Spooks.
You can sit in there if you want to.
Look at me. Look
You
here.
can sit in that box. I really hope he'll use it. You're very cute. All right, friend, I'll check on you in a little bit. Oh man, he's cute.
Can you see my baby?
Cute. He looks like my Sophia. Just smaller.
And he was even smaller than that when we found him. He was tiny.
Oh, look. Look. Look at that pretty baby. I'm telling you, black
Oh.
cats, I mean, all cats are special, but black cats are hilarious. Orange cats are hilarious. Now, you know how everybody puts like like a stereotype on orange cats that, they operate with one brain cell or whatever. My orange cats I've had two. Well, they were orange and white. My Jackie, who passed away in, I guess it's been 4 years now. That was rough. And then I got Sir Bentley. I adopted him from an animal orphanage. And then Bentley, I think he's a white cat with orange, but he is orange and white. And he's a big lover. Now this cat,
When the light hits him, hits Spooks just right, you can see a little bit of orange in his fur. So I think
no
he's like,
kidding.
yeah, I think he's like a black tabby, maybe.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
He's got like a just a tad tiny bit of like rust color in there.
That's funny.
But he is hilarious. Like he forgets. It's so funny because he forgets he has a tail.
Oh God. When they start
And
chasing her tail is the funniest thing.
he won't even chase it. Like he'll see it and he'll freak out and then he'll attack it.
I'm telling you, kittens are hilarious, man. I can't
It's
wait
so
until this little
funny.
guy relaxes and he starts having a good time. And I think
Yeah.
my cats are going to be I think my cats will be totally fine with him in there in the house. I hope. And my husband says, "You really want to bring a cat home when the house is under construction?" I said, "All the other cats are here and the house is under construction. So what?"
Yeah, but they're used to the house already.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it took me a while, but I did wear him down. It took me a good 20 minutes. And I'm like, listen, this is what I want to do. I think he's a sweet boy. No one spoke for him yet. I feel bad for him. I think our cats will do just fine. And if they don't do fine and they don't accept him, then we can help them find him a home.
Hmm.
And he's like, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah, I'm sure." He's like, "All right, fine." I would have just asked for forgiveness later, even if he didn't agree. He's like, "I know that you would."
See, I'm the exact opposite. Like, I did not want this cat. I did not want him. I told y'all the night that we brought him home. All right, he's going back.
You did too, you meanie.
And now I love him.
I know. Cats are awesome. And they take care of themselves. You don't
Yes,
have to do anything. You just gotta love them.
that's what blew my mind. Like he's so like not high maintenance at all. Like literally
Mm-hmm.
play with him, wear him out, and he'll love on you. There you
Yep.
go.
That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do.
we've
Yep.
been we've still been keeping him in the bathroom because I don't really trust him yet outside in the house, like in all the other rooms yet.
Mm-hmm.
Just because he's so tiny, I don't want to lose him.
Right, right.
So, but slowly we've been bringing him in the bedroom too. So we're just kind of taking it one room at a time.
Right, right.
Because he still every now and then gets his zoomies.
I just looked at there. I saw there was a thing on top of my screen. Um, Thank you for the gifts. I appreciate that so much. I I'm really excited and we talked about it over dinner. We're gonna call him Remy.
That's sweet.
Sir Remington Cheddar Bob.
Oh, we named our spooks because literally everything spooks him.
I love that. That's so cute. And it's cute for a black cat. It's a
Right,
cute
right.
name. Yeah.
My daughter wanted to name him Starburst, and I'm like, no, he's black. No.
Aw.
We had
Starburst is a
rabbits.
cute name though.
We had
It was
rabbits one
cute.
time, and Miley named hers Sprinkle Donut Sunshine Miley.
Oh, oh.
And I was like, gosh, what a name, child. She said, but it fits it, Mama. Everything she got when she was little, that was its name. Be it a baby doll, whatever. It had
Hey,
to be
Yankee.
sprinkled donut, something, her name, and then Sky.
That's really funny.
That is what is on her very first Cabbage Patch. We went to the Cabbage Patch Hospital
Did
and
you
let them,
really?
yeah, and let them have their baby, and that's the name on the birth certificate.
Was it as
Oh,
cool as they make it look on TV?
hey Yankee
Yes,
Cajun.
yes. They've
Oh,
got
that's cool.
when you first go in and start, they have somebody dressed up like a doctor, and they deliver a Cabbage Patch, and then one
So
kid gets to
cool.
name it. They'll pick a kid randomly, and that kid gets to name it. And then you can go through, and they've got a big Cabbage Patch doll that your kids can get a box. Your kids can get in and have their picture took in, and
Oh,
it's just
yeah.
fun.
That's really cool. I wanted to do that when I was little.
It was
When
fun.
Cabbage Patch Kids first came out, I was so excited. Do you know that my dad was part of the craze where they camped out for a Cabbage Patch Kid that year at the mall
Really.
so that he could get me one for Christmas? Yep. He
You know
camped
what I
out
used? You know
in
what
line.
I used to would go the night before Black Friday, and whatever I wanted to get my kids, I'd put it on the very top shelf in the back. I'd go over to the home section and get a step stool because I'm short, and I
Mm-hmm.
would hide that stuff.
Yep.
But now they keep the stuff wrapped up. You can't do that no more. But
I know. I know. I used to go to the home section to where the biggest totes were and make a whole tote of stuff that I wanted and then hide it. But I would hide it in the second stack behind the first stack of totes. So I was pretty much guaranteed that nobody was going to touch it. Because, like them younger years, man, it's rough out here at Christmas time.
yeah, they and people were fighting like crazy. I remember
Yeah.
that Tickle Me Elmo and
Oh,
all
yep.
of
Tickle
them.
Me Elmo.
Hey,
I did Tickle Me
y'all,
Elmo for my kids too.
I gotta show you what we got our cat. We got him. Look at this. This is adorable. And it was like $12 at Walmart.
Oh, look how cute.
Oh,
That's cheap for
I
12
know,
bucks.
right?
That's a
I
great
know.
price. Yo, my cats love their climbers and scratchers and stuff. Oh my
Yes,
God, they
and
go
it's this little.
bananas.
He's got a little bed at the top.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll be on that all the time. Is
Oh
it a
yeah,
boy?
yeah, it's a little boy.
Yeah, he'll be on
Oh
that
yeah,
all
he
the
is.
time.
He is.
I
He
have,
sleeps up there like all the time. It's so cute.
we have 3 6-foot condos for my cats. And they go absolutely bananas. There's like cubbies and Heidi's and all kinds of stuff, like enclosed parts and open parts. There's
Where'd you
one that looks
go?
like a basket, and Impa's been sleeping in that basket since she was just like a little tiny baby. But they absolutely love them. It's funny.
Sorry, I wasn't talking to you. I didn't realize I wasn't muted when I said, "Where'd you go?"
Oh no, that's okay.
I was looking for the cat.
I forget what we were talking about already.
The Tickle Me
I,
Elmos and Cabbage
oh
Patch dolls.
yeah. I did the Tickle Me Elmo for my daughter. So this was like 98 or 99. I think it was 99. Holy crap, you guys. That was insane. But I was also part of if I found something like, the holiday Barbies were like a big thing, Beanie Babies were a big thing. Um, when I would find something that I knew other people were looking for, I buy as many as I can and then put them on eBay. But I was fair. But then fair became a week before Christmas, and I guarantee you Christmas delivery, so it's $400. That's fair. So I had a few, make a little dime. It was nice. It was nice. It was nice. Most recently, I think I told you guys about this. Christmas this year, remember my daughter and I went to New York and we did that like that Christmas village or whatever. It was okay. It was way too crowded. It's overrated. Um, but we had a good time. It was frigid, frigid cold. That part was not fun. But we did have a good time. So we spotted those, those dumplings, that hi honey.
Yes.
Those dumplings like
I'm trying to find one
Gypsy did
for
a
my,
stupid video of the little ones.
yeah.
Well, we found the big ones in I think it was Five Below in New York City. So my daughter and we found the big giant ones and she bought four and I bought four and we came home and we promptly listed them on eBay and they sold for like $100 a piece. And do you know I've never seen them anywhere since then?
I've been trying to find one for my young one. She wants one for some reason. But the
Is
one
it
of
a
the guys,
little one?
no, I found the little ones. I want a big. She's wanting a big one, but
I haven't even seen them since then.
they've got some imitation ones at the gas station, and they sold out of them. And the ladies that one of the ladies that works there, she's absolutely crazy about my kiddo, and she said, "I'll see if I can't get her one from the person we were getting them from, and put
Oh,
it."
that's nice.
I said, "That'll be perfect."
Honey said I heard someone saw a giant dumpling at a gas station for $50. Yeah.
This one was this one was 19.99 because it's a knockoff.
We were at Five Below, and I think, it's not Five Below anymore. It's whatever price they have. I think they were 15 a piece. I think. I think they were $15 a piece. Um, we asked the people to email, like she listed for and I listed for. We asked the people to email us if anyone got like a sparkly one or a gold one, and nobody did. So, but I noticed at the grocery store today when I was at the grocery store, they have um America's 250th birthday ones. Um, I think all of the little dumplings inside might have like stars on them or something, but they're still all different colors. But I think they have stars on them or something makes them unique for 4th of July or whatever. And I think they were 6.99 or 7.99. I can't remember. But even those ones, like they shouldn't be $10 normal price. They should. It's a dollar store toy. It's like anywhere from $1 to $5. I don't know why people are ripping people off for these little tiny ones.
Yeah, those dumplings are absolutely outrageous.
And they're just a little thing. They're just like they fit in the palm of your hand. Like what?
Right.
I could see like the big ones, people going crazy because they're really big. My daughter got one. She opened it because she just wanted to experience it. And the thing is huge. And the dumpling probably weighs like 10 pounds. It's heavy. And we were messing around, throwing it back and forth at each other. That it's like a weapon. It'll fuck you up. It was funny though. But
Could you
yeah,
imagine getting hit in the head with a dumpling and then suffering a concussion?
right. Can you imagine going to the hospital and be like, what happened to you? Well, I got hit in
Well,
the head with a dumpling.
right.
Excuse me, miss. Excuse me. Can you say that one more time?
I
Let
don't
me
think I
tell you,
heard you correctly.
that's funny. Let me tell you about one of my experiences to the ER. I was making Rice Krispie treats, and I was pushing them down in the pan, and I had a vessel pop in my wrist, and it swelled out real big. I mean, huge. And I didn't know what happened. I went to the ER, and they was like, "Oh, it's just a vessel that popped." I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
for making Rice Krispie treats."
Mm-hmm. My middle finger, um, I pop a vessel right at you know, like the tip of my middle finger goes up a little bit instead of just
I
being
bet it
flat
does.
and straight. It's overused, is why, in
I
summer
was just
traffic,
waiting.
especially. Right, I walked right into that. I know that I did. But it's at the surface of my skin and it's right under the bone there. So I hit it all the time. And then boom, my finger swells up. It looks absolutely terrible. It hurts like a bitch for like 3 days and it
It
finally goes down.
burns. It
Yep.
burns.
I do
My
it all the time.
every one of my fingers do that just
Isn't
randomly.
that
I don't
odd?
know. I can be sitting here watching TV and want to just do it, and my finger will swell up and burn and turn just as purple can be.
Yeah. Yep. Honey said when I was a young kid, we had a giant Winnie the Pooh doll. We would ride it down the stairs. My kids had a life-size Barney. It was like 5 feet tall, big giant stuffed Barney. And that's what they did with the Barney.
Not
All
I
the
had
the
kids would ride that fucker down the steps.
I had a
I
life
don't know
size
how they're
Barbie.
still alive, y'all. The crazy shit that they did.
I had a life size Barbie.
Oh, that they're cool. They were
And then I
so
mm,
cut her
cool when I was a
hair.
kid. Oh yeah, you have to cut its hair. Do its makeup and shit. We used to paint her face.
mm,
Mm-hmm.
Dude, you're gonna fall.
Let me tell you what my relatives used to do. My grandmother had the drop thing for the laundry where it would go down
Oh,
into
the
the
laundry chute?
basement. Yes.
Uh-huh.
The kids would go down the laundry chute.
No.
Yep.
No. Oh my God, I feel so claustrophobic. No.
did you do it?
No, my big ass wasn't getting in there.
You know, my big ass would have got stuck. They're so narrow. How are kids fitting in there? They gotta be little, little children. Oh, I feel so claustrophobic just thinking about it. It sounds like fun, but damn. We had my house before we built this one. Um we had a inflatable mattress, a twin size, for if the kids had like company over. And the kids figured out somehow, some way. They decided they needed two, which fine. So I took two out of the closet, blew them up. Well, they were like, Mom, so and so's sister is going to sleep over with us too. Can we take out a third one? Now we had multiple from the house before, for when the kids would sleep over and whatever. So I took a third one out of the closet. Now, three twin size mattresses and kids with a roll of duct tape. They taped them end to end and put them on the steps and made the steps a slide. And they would just slide flying down the steps
That's genius.
until, uh-huh, they're smarter than I was, I'll tell you that. And they played me just right too to get three. Three people didn't sleep over, honey. One person slept over. They just figured out how to get me to get three out of that closet by saying, so and so is going to come over too. Oh, and so is going to come over too. Can we get another mattress? Mm. And you know what? I wasn't even mad because they were geniuses and they could have been doing worse things than making a slide out of the staircase. I didn't care. You know what I mean? But I was scared, like whenever somebody else's kid is at your house, like you're scared that the kid gets hurt or whatever. And I'm just like, you guys, just please be careful. I don't want to get sued. It was like a small elevator for kids, or at least we tried that line on mom. The dumbwaiter, yes. My grandmother, my grandmother had a dumbwaiter in her house, and it was the coolest thing. But even that, I was afraid of. Like I didn't get in there. My brother did. That a crazy son of a bitch. He would do anything. My brother also went out the second floor window onto like a little part of the roof, like outside the second floor window. Excuse me. And jumped off of that little roof part into a giant snowbank. And he still broke a leg. I'm like, you're a damn fool doing that. No, absolutely no fear. And my sons were crazy too, man. They were absolutely insane. Like they had no fear whatsoever. They still don't. They don't care. They'll do anything. It's crazy to me. Did I tell you guys that so like well, Cece had surgery, my daughter had surgery the same day, right? Last Monday. And my son um developed appendicitis and had emergency surgery, had an appendectomy on Monday
Oh my
also,
goodness.
Oh my
right?
word.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's doing good, but he was messed up. Now, he had symptoms 2 previous times, and I kept telling that boy, I call him a boy. He's in his 30s. I kept telling that boy, listen, that sounds more like your gallbladder or your appendix. You really should just ask your doctor for a prescription for an abdominal ultrasound to research because 2 times he had a severe bout of really, really bad stomach pain and vomiting. Both times he assumed he had food poisoning. I said, what you're describing to me does not sound like food poisoning. It sounds like it's either your gallbladder or your appendix. You should just get an abdominal ultrasound or a CAT scan to see if they see anything. Well, he ignored me, of course. And then what happened? Hmm. This time he got a fever and severe pain and vomiting that didn't go away. And thankfully, he went to the hospital and they were like, "Oh, look at you with the big old infected appendix. You need to have emergency surgery." So then they're like, "When's the last time you ate?" He's like, "2 hours ago." And they're like, "Well, you're not having surgery till the morning because you ate. Like, we can't." So yeah, he ended up having his surgery very early, I think 5:30 in the morning on Tuesday morning. Um, but yeah, he was laid up in the hospital. They prepped him and everything. And then when the anesthesiologist said, "When's the last time you ate?" And he's like, "2 hours ago." They were like, "Oh shit, we can't do it right now." Yep. So he's doing okay. He doesn't listen, but he's doing all right. My daughter's doing well. I took my friend out on a boat and battery acid gave her severe burn. My parents were, oh no. Because it was our camping trip, they weren't on the boat that's a shame. That's really a shame. Yikes. Um, did I tell you guys about the dog? I don't think I told you guys about the dog. We haven't had a live. Oh boy. All right, I have a story time. Um, let me go back to what night this was. What night was this? Um, hold on just a minute. I'm scrolling up to see what night that was because everything is like blending together. It's so strange to me. Night was that? Was that Monday night? No, because my daughter was here. Was it Wednesday night? Did I tell you guys about I got attacked by a dog?
No.
Okay, hold on. I'm trying to see what night it
No,
was.
you didn't tell me. You didn't tell me that either.
Uh-uh. I'm trying to remember what night it was, but I was texting my sister. So I'm looking through our text to see what night that was. And for some reason, I know it's in here because I can't remember. And all right, so that's Thursday. That's Wednesday. Oh no, that was Thursday. I feel like it was Tuesday night or Wednesday night. It's gonna be Wednesday though, because I wasn't here. I was with my daughter. Thursday, I think. I don't know. It doesn't even matter. And the whole point of the story is this. I was outside, it was Wednesday. Wednesday. I was outside. It was late. It was 10:30, and I went around to um the side of my so like on the one side of my property is where I have like tomatoes, peppers, squash, okra, cucumbers, watermelon, pumpkins. I got a bunch of shit growing over there, right? And so because the weather, we've had a horrendous heat wave. Um, I have been watering more often than I normally do, and um, I watered in the morning and in the evening, like deep watering. I can't just rely on the sprinklers because they're not putting out enough water. Hi, Naughty Wendy. Um, I think I just saw a request. I'm sorry, honey. I didn't know you had requested. So, I was out there and I was watering, right? Now, the way that my neighborhood is, I'm on a corner, a big corner. And so like um the property is wide and deep, and the back of my house faces the back of the house on the next street, and we all have a terrace behind us. The garages are detached from the houses and they sit on the terrace. So, um, if I want to park in my driveway, it's out in the back of my house, right? So, there's a terrace behind us, and the back of our properties see each other. That's just like for reference. I don't think it matters a whole lot, but so their backyard and my backyard look at each other. Okay. Um, there have been several instances over the past year of a black dog that has run loose in my neighborhood. We never knew where it came from. And this spring, you guys know that my daughter is here now and living in the in-law suite, and she has a little dog. You guys know my little grand dog, my little grand weenie, and um, because her dog has the personality she has, she is always on a tie out when she goes outside. She's either on a leash or on a tie out. She's only one. She just turned one. She can't be trusted. She will run away. She chases things. She barks at everything that moves. She's crazy. Um, in May, my daughter was outside with her dog, and my daughter was sitting in a chair and scrolling on her phone, and her dog was just running around the yard chasing butterflies and doing dog shit. And around the other side of the garage just came this dog who charged at her dog. And my daughter grabbed the lead that she was on and pulled it into her so quickly and snatched her dog up. Um, my daughter has been mauled by a neighbor's dog 9 years ago, really badly. She has severe scarring on her hands and her forearms. We've done laser treatments, we've done all kinds of stuff. It's greatly improved from what it was, but nonetheless, she is scarred for life. This was a dog that she knew. Um, the whole time she was in high school, she would go, and we're friends with the family, and she would go over there after school, let the dog out, give the dog a drink, do whatever, blah, 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 babysit till they got home from work, and she got paid. She had a little side hustle, right? The dog was very familiar with her. And then they had a baby. And they were very careful with the dog and the baby and whatever. And so my daughter was holding the baby because my daughter was babysitting the baby while they had a date night or something. I forget where they were or what they were doing, but anyway, my daughter was babysitting their baby. She was 3 months old at the time. And the dog, again, has been very familiar with people coming and going, being around the baby, other people holding the baby, my daughter being with the baby and being with the dog, and very familiar with her. At this point, the dog has known my daughter for about 5 years. And all of a sudden, out of the clear blue sky, this dog turned on her badly, really badly. And I'll leave it at that. It was a really bad, very gory situation. It's still difficult for me because of the quantity of the liquid that was coming out of her body. And I just leave it at that. And believe it or not, even though I'm medical, I can't. That was a lot for me. So anyway, my daughter experiencing this outside with her little weenie was scary. It was very scary for her. Um, Especially because the dog who she was mauled by um is very similar in appearance to this dog. Fast forward, she escaped that situation. She told me about it. She's like, these people better keep their fucking dog on a leash, blah, 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 blah. I said, where did it come from? She's like, Mom, I don't know where it came from. Okay, fine. My husband says to me, not a week after this, it's like the third week of May, he says to me, Hun, I was putting the trash to the curb and this dog came out of nowhere and was snarling and barking and whatever. And I didn't know what to do. I kicked at it. I didn't hit it, but I kicked at it and I scared it away. This dog was going to attack me. Like, what do you know who has and I'm like, no, I have no idea. So now into June, okay, I see repeatedly early in the morning somebody chasing a black dog. Oh, Lil Mama, thank you for being here, honey. I love you too, honey. Thank you so much for being here. I see like a medium-sized black dog that is loose in the morning, frequently. Early, very early though, like before people are really out and with their dogs out and stuff like that. And when Seamus was alive, Seamus didn't go out before 8 o'clock because Seamus wants to see all the neighbors when they're going to work, and he thinks that everyone should greet him when they're moving around the neighborhood. So I would wait until most people had left for work. He would go out between 8 and 8:30. And we didn't see too many people. Most people are gone by then. So fast forward, I've seen this dog loose many times, and I see that a person who is trying to get the dog to obey and come back is at a house behind me, sort of behind me, right? Catty corner behind me. And I don't recognize the person. It is not the homeowner. He's a very nice man, very friendly neighbor, very neighborly. And I assume it's a house guest or something of his. Now, I can't, countless times, okay? I can't, hey, Jenny Lynn, I can't tell you how many times I've seen this dog like loose. So, it never affected me. Scared my husband, scared my daughter, scared my daughter's dog. Never affected me personally. And now I'm out there. Now, on the side part where I was, it's very dark over there at night. So I had my phone flashlight on so I could see what the hell I was doing. And it's just woods, it's all woods across the street. I have a big patch of woods, like trees on my property too. So like I can't even see my house because there's trees and they're full now. They have foliage on them. So I'm standing there with like my watering wand in my hand. It's dark as shit. Okay. Very dark. And I have an earbud in, and you guys know I wear a hearing aid, right? And my earbud connects to my hearing aid. That I only have one ear that hears, right? My other ear is just, it's dead. It does nothing. but I'm playing music while I'm listening to or I'm listening to music while I'm watering all the veggies and the fruit and shit. But I heard and this sound of like a dog running on the sidewalk. I don't know how I heard it. My music was loud. I do not know how I heard it. Okay? I just did. I turned around and my phone light caught the dog, and I have a watering wand in my hand. And so now the way that I turned so suddenly, I'm spraying that direction, and I can see this dog, and he's lunging at me and barking and snarling and lunging and barking and snarling. I don't see anybody. I start screaming like a bitch. No! Somebody help me! Somebody get this dog! No! No! When listen, I was a whole bitch. I ain't even kidding you. I was screaming for my life, girl. Screaming for my life. And it's dark. There's nobody out there, and I'm about to be mauled to death by this dog. I see nobody. All of a sudden, I see this younger, lean person casually walking down the sidewalk going, "Get over here. Get over here." Very calm, not like the dog is about to take my life. And I'm like, can you fucking put a little pep in your step? Your dog is trying to attack me. He's trying to attack me. Get over here. Well, the dog is advancing more and more. So now I'm ready to take this wand, this watering wand, and just use it like a bat. I'm terrified. And now understand, this is like 10 seconds. Everything's happening very quickly. And I am fucking losing it. I'm so scared, and I can't get into the fencing area that the veggies and stuff are in because like I'm not near that spot where I can enter it, right? I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna die right now. So I thought to myself, like, your mind's going like a mile a minute when you're in a situation. I'm just like, what am I gonna do? This lady, she's just so casual. Do you know she never said the dog's name? She never said I'm sorry. She never said anything. She just kept saying, get over here, get over here. The dog was running from her too. Then she got a hold of its collar and it turned and snapped on her. While I was standing there with the water wand, he bit at the wand, and then I put one end of the wand in one hand, the other end of the wand in my other hand, and I was like holding it across in front of me, and he bit my hand. Now, he didn't draw blood or do anything like that, but he gave me a good scraping of my hand. He didn't even break my skin. When I tell you I thought I was gonna die right then and there. Just die right there on the sidewalk, all alone by myself in the dark. I really thought it was going down, boy. And so he bit the water wand and put a hole in it. It's aluminum or steel. I believe it's aluminum. He bit a hole in the wand, y'all. Thank
Did you
God.
chew her out?
Huh?
Did you chew her out? The woman?
I was so afraid because listen, when she came, she didn't have a leash or nothing. She was simply relying on dragging the dog back or the dog following her back. So I didn't speak out other than when I was screaming for help out loud, come get your dog. And then I told her to put some fucking pep in her step because her dog's trying to kill me. She never spoke to me. And when she was walking away, I was just so relieved and I just wanted to be quiet so the dog would not return to me. I was I was stunned. I'm not kidding. I was completely stunned. I'm not afraid of dogs. I've never had a bad interaction with a dog ever in my life. This dog is a problem. And what pisses me off is they know this dog is a problem and they're doing nothing about it. I adore the homeowner of this house. He's a very, very good man. He's a very nice man. Thank you, Audrey. He's a good man and he's a nice man. But I tell you what, that's Audrey, Audrey. How you doing, girl? Thank you for coming in. Um, I was so afraid. I really like this guy, and I said to my husband, we have to do. Thank you so much. We have to do something. You've had an experience. My daughter has had an experience. Now I have had an experience. It was pretty severe as far as danger goes. And he said, "Hon, I think we need to call the police." I said, "Okay, but how do we do? I'd rather go to the door." And he's like, "Oh, you want to go to the door? Go ahead." I'm like, maybe not, because that dog is there. And so he laughed and he's like, let's just call. So I call the police and they come and I explained to them what happened. And I said, listen, I really adore this neighbor. He's a great neighbor. He's such a nice man. I believe this is a house guest of his. I don't, the dog is not his dog, that's for sure. I said, and his girlfriend's dog is a little white Pomeranian or something, little ankle biter dog. And and he was like, "Can you describe this dog?" I said, "Medium sized, black with big teeth. That's all I can tell you." So I said, "Listen, I'm not afraid of dogs. I'm not a sissy. This dog was going to tear me up." So I showed him the wand, and he's like, "That is an attack." And I said, "Yeah." I said, "He got my hand, but didn't get me. He didn't break my skin or puncture me at all, but he caught my hand." I said, "I do not want to be scared on my own property at all. I ask that you pay them a visit." He's like, "Do you want to press charges?" I said, "Absolutely not. But I want you to let them know that the only reason I will not press charges is because I have a lot of respect and I like my neighbor Derek, the owner of the house. God, I shouldn't have said that name, but the owner of the house. He's a super nice man. He's a very good neighbor. He would be the only reason I'm not doing that. And please extend my sincere apologies to him for having you guys knock on his door at 11 o'clock at night. But they're out there and he's got to be aware about this dog. Um, I said, please let the owner of the dog know that if I see the dog unleashed in this neighborhood again, not only will I call the police, but I will press charges for this incident, period. And he let me know that I have a year to press charges if I choose to. I really don't want to do that. Um, I'm okay. I was very shook up. I didn't go out at night and water the rest of the time. I did it when it was daytime, and I could still see outside. And then the other day, I waited until morning. I think I did the right thing. My husband thinks that I should have pressed charges, um, because there was harm by the dog, and I'm like, it's fine. My hand's just red. It's not a big deal. And he was like, it's bullshit because they know that this dog is a problem and they're not doing anything about it. And the dog is loose all the time. And apparently the dog is not nice to its owner either. They have to do something. I said, well, now maybe they will. Well, now I feel like a big shit because I haven't seen the dog at all. Not on a leash, not off a leash. I haven't seen it. I also haven't seen its owner. So whoever it is, they're there a lot. I don't know if it's like a house guest or maybe a guest of his girlfriend's, maybe her adult children. I don't know. I don't know who the person is, how it relates to this dog, and why they're there at my neighbor's house. I don't know what the story is, but yeah, that's my story about how I almost died Wednesday night. Scared me to death, y'all.
Well, that's not
So,
funny at all. I mean, first off, I'm so sorry that your daughter went through that and, you know,
mm-hmm.
and that she had to relive that terror, you
Oh
know,
yeah.
and I'm so sorry that you had quite a fright there, and
Yeah.
like there's an aftermath to that too, even though you're not afraid of dogs, but like now you're always looking over your shoulder and
I'm
looking
gonna be
around to
timid
see if it's
outside.
there, you
Yeah.
know? So,
Yeah.
that's like an after effect because now you're looking.
Mm-hmm.
and now you're second guessing, did I do the right thing? You did. I mean,
Oh, I did.
you did. I feel for you. Definitely. I got attacked a few years ago from a dog. I was on a walk and, make a long story short, I got, I ended up with like 18, 19 stitches in my leg. And,
Oh.
and we couldn't identify where this dog came from. It was a stray, didn't know. So I ended up having to go for several rounds of rabies shots, like for a couple months,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a real pain in the ass. And I was never afraid of dogs, but it took me a long time to be able to go for walks by myself again because I was so afraid of, like, I would come across another dog. And it is terrifying because the dog was circling me, snarling at
Oh
me,
God, I wouldn't be
barking
able to
at
deal with
me,
that.
and I was
Mm-hmm.
like trying to do my best, just keep look forward, don't make eye contact with the dog, just keep walking. But it didn't stop it. That dog was relentless. It wanted to attack me, and it did. And it did quite a number on my leg. I mean,
Oh
18
God,
stitches
that's
is not
terrible.
is
I'm
no
so
laughing matter.
sorry.
I mean, like,
No.
I could see like part of my bone. It was horrible.
Yeah, and listen, normally they would not stitch a dog bite because it would trap infection, but clearly they had to put your leg back together, and that's why you had to have stitches. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
it was really bad. It was
Yeah,
really bad.
because they
So
didn't stitch anything on my daughter, which contributed to the severe scarring. She had rips in her, deep rips in her flesh, deep, very deep. And they couldn't close them because of possible infection.
yeah, they had to because it was like almost down to the bone. They had to put me
Yep.
back together.
Yeah, they had to put it back together. Yeah.
And I mean, the first round of rabies shots was the worst. I'll tell you that much.
Mm-hmm.
I had to keep going repeatedly back to the emergency room to get more shots, and it was a pain in
Yeah.
the ass. But like, what could I do? Because rabies is nothing you want to have. Like, you'll die. I mean, you will be
Right.
unalived. TikTok shop,
Mm-hmm.
TikTok shop, TikTok shop.
Oh no, that's
F1.
okay. I'm set to 18 over anyway, and I honestly I don't care what they do to me. There's more to my story that I'm not going to get into. Um, for reasons. Um, and I'll just leave it at owner and I had an altercation. And once that's all sorted, I'll share more. But yeah, I wasn't going to say anything at all, but owner and I did end up having an altercation. It was interesting. God, I wish I could
Wow.
say more, but I won't.
I hope everything works out okay for you.
Oh yeah, everything will be fine.
But I was never afraid of dogs, but now I always am like a little bit wary about dogs now because it's given me that fear that never was there before.
I know, and I feel really bad because so like right after it happened, um, remembering that I have an earbud in my ear, I told my phone first to call my daughter because she's downstairs, but she just had surgery. She wasn't feeling good. But still, I told my earbud to call my daughter, and I couldn't see in the dark, and I was just nervous. But you know how like you just do something, right? And I was like, "Can you come outside?" She's like, "Is everything okay?" I'm like, "Can you just go to your door? Don't come outside. Just go to your door, and I'm gonna walk to your door." And that was the first thing I did. And I told her what happened. And she's like, "Oh my God, are you okay? Oh my God, your hand is so red, blah, 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 blah." And I'm like, "I'm fine." So I said, "Can you just stay at your door and we'll be on the phone until I get upstairs." So I go up the back steps um to come in through like the rear mudroom in my house to my husband because I was that scared that somehow that dog would get away from them again and like chase me up the steps or something. I was just scared because it was like the immediate aftermath, you know what I mean? And it was just that my husband's still pissed. Like he's still pissed. And now I think like we're both looking constantly for that dog, constantly. And I don't want to, first of all, this property is way too big to be fencing in, but I don't want to fence in my yard. I don't, I choose not to have a fence. I want to be, I'm at the end of my block. It's very open. It's all natural, nature, trees, all the things, the way that I want it to be. I don't want to close myself in with a fence. Um, but those people need to keep their dog on a leash. I can understand if um, the dog could get out from time to time, but if you have a dog that is in any way aggressive at at all, it needs to be leashed or on a tie out or in a kennel all the time. All the time.
If
That
a
you
dog is aggressive or known to be aggressive, you can't take that risk. Sometimes
no.
people's
What are
dogs
the and
escape.
why would
They
she
run
do
they
that?
run around, they go home. But like
Mhm.
if it's aggressive, you can't. Like that happens. Sometimes dogs run away, but like most times
Yeah,
they don't do
sure.
anything. But like
Mhm.
this dog has a pattern of terrorizing the neighborhood.
Yeah, and this dog hunted me that night. He hunted me, and I'm in the dark. What I don't understand. Like I don't know. I've thought about it a million times. I don't understand it. I don't know what the deal is. Um, I don't know where she is now. I know where she was that night, but I don't know where the lady is now, and I haven't seen her dog. So maybe they're just not there. I don't know.
And
But
like seriously, owners know. You know if your pet is not friendly.
you do. You do. And they know this dog is a problem. They're fully aware this dog is a problem before this happened. And the dog was snapping at her too. He was snapping at her when she was trying to get it by the collar to like lead it home. He wasn't having none of that. Mm-mm.
I can't tell you, even cats. I've been over people's houses and they say, "Don't go near my cat. My cat's not nice. He'll scratch you." I mean, even cats. People will
That's
tell
funny.
you, "Don't go near my pet. Like it's not nice." So you
Oh my
don't.
God, all my cats are so friendly. One of them's not friendly to other cats, but they love people. They love people.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
mean, most cats
like
are
my
nice, but there
big
are some mean
dog,
ones.
yeah, like my big dog, like Seamus, he was trained. He wouldn't even touch that sidewalk. Now, as he got older, he did, and he's not supposed to. He was not supposed to be on that sidewalk. And we had got like the invisible fence and whatever, and we trained him, and then he was fine again. But he also was not an aggressive dog. You know what I mean? It's just I don't know. I don't know how people can be that irresponsible. So my question for the class is, I said to this officer, I said, what can I legally defend myself with if I find myself in this situation again? And he's like, anything you want to. I'm like, well, we know that's not true. I said, I'm not going to be out here with a, a weapon that sends projectiles. Um, and he's like, you literally can defend yourself with anything you want to. I said, okay, thanks for letting me know. But now that leaves me with mace versus pepper spray versus bear spray versus wasp spray versus. I just need something that would give me time to get away. But it's important to note that from my house to my corner is a couple 100 feet. And that's where I am, is like at the corner in my side yard. So I need something that will stun for like 2 minutes so I can run up to my house. Also,
Yeah,
there's like,
something that will detain the animal but not
The
harm
bear
them.
right,
spray.
I don't want to harm anything. You know what I
The bear
mean?
spray would probably be better because it has a bigger blast zone than
Yeah, it
Well,
a
shoots, right?
I was thinking wasp spray because it sprays further because you know people's not going to get near a wasp nest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I
bear
do have wasp
spray.
spray.
Bear spray has a wider spray than wasp spray. So you're
Oh,
going to
okay.
hit it. You're going to hit it.
And I want
And it,
something
and
that's
it
not going to
goes far
harm me
away.
also. I
That
am
go,
allergic to pepper spray.
so
I'm allergic
pepper
to pepper
Girl,
spray.
and
girl,
spray
Unfortunately, I've had to
bottles
use it
leak.
before and I got backwind from it and had a severe allergic reaction. So I can't use pepper spray.
Pam, get you a cattle prodder thing.
Girl,
That would be
It's
perfect.
like a stun gun, but it's got a distance to it. That's what you need, girl.
With a long stick. Zap,
Yep.
zap.
I wonder if they're legal here.
Are there
Because I know
cattle?
stun guns aren't legal.
Are there cattle in your area?
Uh-huh.
Then you ought to be able to get one at the Tractor Supply if you've got a Tractor Supply.
I sure do. Now I gotta look it up. Oh my God, is it 12:20 already? Let's see. Tractor Supply. My husband's gonna laugh his ass off if he sees me rolling around the garden with a cattle prod.
That'd be
Now,
funny.
do they have to be charged or something? Like, how do they work?
I don't know. I don't know how they work. You probably do have to charge them.
Yeah, either that or a
Okay.
battery, some kind of battery. But I would think it's probably charging them.
Livestock handling equipment. Okay, that's a cattle panel. All right, that's not exactly what I have in mind. All right. Um, is it called a cattle prod?
I think it's what's called cattle prod.
Cattle prod. Okay, here we go.
Look for electric cattle prod.
Lone
Flexible,
Star says get a
electric.
42-inch jolt.
Yeah, that's so funny that you said that. It's the first thing that came up. Jolt, 42-inch flexible electric cattle prod shaft. 34.99. All day, every day. Look at that. Look
Living
at
in the
that.
country. Yeah. I
Now, and
figured old
then
Tractor Supply would have it.
ideal handy electric cattle prod. Now,
And
does it need?
just so you know that those electric cattle prods are stronger than a stun gun that you can get on the market. Just letting you know that. So you talk about
Yikes.
some hell of a power there. Because you got to figure you're talking about a what, 1,000 pound animal?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need the handle that goes with it also, which is 99.99. No fucking problem. $135 to be able to protect myself legally. I'm down. I'm totally down. Oh, it's
Yeah,
on
because
sale for 94.99.
I thought about getting one to put in my car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
They
That's
have a 42 and a 52 inch.
the way the world is. That's a good idea.
Get a 42-inch jolt. Hell yeah.
yeah,
Make
because
sure you don't jolt yourself.
if you
I wonder what
think
that would feel like.
if you think a regular stun gun, you have to be so close in order to hit somebody with that.
For
If you
sure.
had the 42-inch, you don't have to be as close. I can
Mm-mm.
stun your ass and take off.
I may have to get one. My baby's going to be getting her learners this week. And then next year she'll be driving on her own. I may have to get her one to keep in her car.
Electric prod works under both wet and dry conditions, requires C-size batteries, replaceable sealed motor with an unmatched 2-year warranty, operates on a high efficiency motor, rugged cattle shocker prod for commercial use, safety clip to prevent accidental shock, optional rechargeable battery and charger sold separately. So wait, I do, okay. I do need the handle to go with the stick, right? Because the stick itself, let me see, let me read this. Cattle
Lone,
prod shaft.
Lone Star, you want to come up? I think she has a farm, don't she? She was
Electric
talking
cattle
about
prod,
it.
flexible and interchangeable cattle prod shaft, customize your prod, shopper. Oh yeah, you do need the handle. Okay. Works with the jolt value 100 and high performance 200. I'm so down. That, you guys, that was such a good idea. And that cop literally said anything, so that worked for me. Now I don't have to worry. I hope I don't have to worry. This was, you guys, thank you. This was a great idea. Thank you, Lone Star. No, I have to read. Hey, Poncho. Yes, you need the handle. Honey, when you're free, please message me. Did you see that, honey? Let's see. I know. Can you imagine if I did jolt myself? That shit would be funny. But you know, I'm an idiot. I want to know what it feels like. It
Fi-
hurts like hell on something not as big as a bull.
Find the story of the man that sat in the recliner and used a taser on himself, and that'll give you a little bit of an idea. That
Oh my God, that's really dumb.
was funny. His story is funny. He talks about flipping that recliner over. His glasses ended up on the mantle.
Oh
he,
my God.
he's so descriptive about it. It is hilarious.
Now, the chief of police lives behind me also. I'm definitely gonna check
I'll
with
be right back.
her. Uh-huh. I'm definitely gonna check with her to make sure that like I can't be sued if I come upon this dog again and I have to use this mechanism. If something happens to the dog. Because the police did say whatever you need to do to protect yourself.
Well, I would think if it was illegal to have, they wouldn't sell it in Tractor Supply.
Right. Also, just so you guys know, the dog that mauled my daughter was not euthanized, was not even taken away for a period of 4 to 5 days like they do usually to make sure that your dog is okay.
Well, they must
They
have
didn't,
had rabies records on it then.
yeah, but they didn't euthanize it. It attacked someone. Didn't they used to take dogs and euthanize them if they were attacking people? Unprovoked, especially?
I think it was mainly like the bulldog, the bullies, and Rottweilers that they did that to. I don't think they did it to every breed. I think it was just those two.
Oh, see, like I'm reading all these recommendations, and this my husband said this. My husband said get an air horn. I said, why? So I can drive it crazy and it wants to bite me harder? It's like somebody blew an air horn at me, it just pissed me off, you know? Air horn. That thing wanted to eat me hard, big time, like remove my limbs. Yeah, I'm gonna check with her before I make any purchases like that. You know, I'm totally down now. That is such a fabulous idea. and I'll just carry it with me outside, you know?
Get your little holster. Put it in a holster.
Can you imagine?
A baton holder.
I'm gonna get me a cowboy hat while I'm at it. There's a new sheriff
Yeah.
in town, Sheriff Pamcakes.
Go out, go out in your yard and yell, yeehaw!
My fucking neighbors will call the men in white coats. They're like, Pam is losing her mind. The thought of it all now is actually really friggin' funny.
Lone Star says she'll set you up.
Oh man, that shit's funny. Come down, I'll set you up. I'll put some chaps on.
Don't forget your boots.
Just chaps, nothing else.
No, you gotta have some
Chaps
boots.
and flip-flops.
You gotta have some boots on. You can't be going out there in them flippy floppies.
Oh my God, can you
Unless
imagine?
they're the flip flop boots. Now, if you can get you some flip flop boots, go for it.
Oh God, I've seen them. They're freaking hilarious.
I love them. I want a pair.
But can you see me out there?
I can see you ordering
One
this and
thing
your
about I'll
husband.
be a goofball all day, every day.
I can see you ordering that and your husband being like, "What in the hell did you get?"
He will too. He'll be
See
like,
him
what the
peeking
fuck is
out
that
the
for?
window. Look, he should be out there in the garden. He'll be peeking through the window watching her. What is she doing?
Yeah. And just for anybody who is wondering why I don't want to use a cordless hole puncher, we have very, very, very strict laws here in this state for cordless hole punchers. And even though that officer said that I can use anything, I don't I don't want to do that type of thing to an animal, even if it's attacking me, honestly. And that might sound crazy, but I don't want to kill anything. It's not me. Um, I want to I want to get it away from me and I want to protect myself, but I don't want to take the life of anything, with intentional, even if it's trying to take my life. I just don't want to do that. So, cordless hole punchers, I don't know what the law would be if I wanted to choose that. But it's not something for me, and I would be willing to bet that it probably would be unlawful here.
Yeah, if they have such strict laws there, then yeah, you would probably get sued if you, even if
Yeah.
the dog was attacking you, you would get
Yeah.
sued.
We have super, super strict laws on carrying, when you can carry, where you can carry, how to carry. Very, very, very strict. Extremely strict here. Always has been. I mean, don't make a damn difference because all the criminals have them, but hey, and they do whatever they want with them. Hey, but a law-abiding citizen defends themselves with it, and you're gonna have a problem. So I don't mess around with that kind of stuff. That's for inside. I don't need to be taking that stuff outside. But yeah, I don't, and like I said, like I don't want to do that kind of stuff anyway. It's not for me. I don't want to take the life of anything, you know. But I'm telling you what,
We
it's
have
funny now,
enough.
but it was not funny that night.
We have enough for a small army in this house.
Hmm.
Yeah. Thank you, Steph.
Hey, Steph, how you doing, love? I'm sorry, I wasn't looking at the screen. I'm making iced tea. How you doing, Steph? This is rough in these streets, Steph. Steph Tone Farrell. That's fucking funny. When did that happen? Has it always been there and I just didn't notice that it said feral?
Yeah, it's been like that for a while.
Oh my God, that's funny. Or maybe I just forgot that it said that. I think I'm a little traumatized. Yeah, so when the opportunity presented itself, excuse me, our tenants who were renting the beach house for the week canceled. Remember I told you guys because their daughter's going through a breakup and she didn't want to come to the shore. When we found that out, I was like, we're going to the beach house. Like I need to get away from here. And like it's been really difficult not having Seamus here. More difficult than I anticipated that it would be. It's very strange to not have a dog in the house. Like, and even though like my daughter's dog and whatever, it isn't the same as him because he was so big and he was like a person and it was my dog, you know? It's been hard. And it's very different. It's very quiet. I still anticipate when I come in that I'm gonna be greeted by him and I'm not, and that's really rough. And my morning routine in my mind, he's still included in that. And, you know, it's weird, you know. So after that happened and I was stressed out and I was upset and all the stuff and things when we found out that they were not going to be coming, I said, well, we're gonna go to the beach house for the 4th of July. Let's go. We'll spend the whole weekend there. So we had really bad weather last night and today, like severe thunderstorms. There's a lot of flash flooding. Steph said it's Rebecca. That's funny as shit. Um, there's been a lot of flooding and stuff. It's been rough. It's been real rough. Not here. I don't have flooding, but lots of parts of New Jersey have flooding. Um, there was a BJ's store. The roof collapsed into the building inside during business hours because of all the heavy rains from all the storms. They had too much water on the roof and it caved in. To my knowledge, nobody was hurt, but I'm not really sure. But I do know that they were open for business and when it happened, pretty crazy. Looking nuts. But yeah, wild shit. But y'all, it is 20 minutes to 1 in the morning, and I have work in the morning. I appreciate every one of you for listening to me not only read the book, but then, catching up with me and just chatting. Peaceful sparkle parts. I thank you all for being here, and
When you
let's
gonna
do it
read the next?
again.
When you
Okay.
gonna read the next chapters?
I'm thinking Wednesday. You guys want to do Wednesday night?
We could do Wednesday.
All right, let's do Wednesday night. And I think I'll start a little bit earlier so that I can go like maybe like 9 to 12. You know what I mean? How's that sound? Is that
Sounds
too
good.
early for you guys though? Because I know like I'm later. It's early for you guys. Is 9 p.m.
I'm
Eastern too early for you guys?
I'm same time as you, so I'm good. That's good with me. I don't
Oh,
care.
right. Okay. All right. So let's shoot for 9 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday.
Start
And we'll
chapter
do five
5.
more we'll do 5 more chapters. That work?
Did we do 5 chapters? I
Oh yeah,
thought we
we
did
did 5.
4. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, no, we did 5. Let me
Okay.
let me look just to be absolutely sure. Stop whining at me. I'll take you out in a minute. You better cool it. Yeah, we did 5.
Okay.
Oh, I'm just kidding. We did 4.
See, that's
Is
what
that
I
right?
thought. I
Yeah, we
thought we
did
did
4.
4.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna take my daughter's dog out, because she's bugging me and not her mom. Cause well, she's been up here with me for a couple hours because my daughter wanted to lay down. Do you hear her? Do you fucking hear this? She's moaning while I rub her ears and she's in my lap. She's such a baby. All right, y'all. Thank you, Lone Star. Thank you all for being here. And we'll read more on Wednesday night and we'll have a good time. And then we'll talk a little shit. Listen, if you guys have the time or the patience, if you could listen to my part one and part two of my rant, speed it up to 2 times. So it's you don't have to listen to 55 minutes of me talking my fucking shit. And you know, just give it a thought and maybe some effort and maybe share the message with other people like, hey, we're not going to participate in this or we're not going to do this or we're not going to whatever. And let's for me, I want to get back to getting on Gypsy's neck because I don't want her out here and I talk about that in the video also. I mean that's really what it's all around. So I love y'all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the gifts. Thank everyone for being present. Thank you for tapping. And thanks for some great conversation.
Good night, ladies.
Good night, everybody. I'll see you guys on these messy ass streets. I won't be participating in much, but I'll see you out there. Good night, y'all.